lot of y'all know that I've been having my hairstyle like this for a month now. It's not by choice. No, it's not by choice. Basically, I'm just buying time to allow some of y'all to get up in here because I don't see enough people waiting for this live to start. So we're just gonna sit right here and we just gonna wait for a couple more girls to come up in here.
Clap if you care. Clap if you care.
It's JustinDiego back with another Bingeworthy video, and I am so happy that you guys decided to join me tonight for this live video. Y'all, a lot of y'all know that I've been having my hairstyle like this for a month now. It's not by choice. No, it's not by choice. Basically, I'm just buying time to allow some of y'all to get up in here because I don't see enough people waiting for this live to start. So we're just gonna sit right here and we're just gonna wait for a couple more girls to come up in here.
Clap if you care. Clap if you care.
It's JustinDiego back with another Bingeworthy video, and I am so happy that you guys decided to join me tonight for this live video. And I hope y'all are ready because we have got so much to talk about. Now, before we get started sipping this tea, go ahead and like this video, click that subscribe button, and you already know you want to hit that bell button so you officially join me and my binge watchers and are first to get updates about Bingeworthy videos like this. Hello, guys. If you can hear me loud and clear, let me know in the chat right now by spamming me with even more purple hearts. There's no way for me to know if y'all can hear me. I apologize for being late, but let me know that you guys can hear me. And we're just gonna go ahead and get started once I know that y'all are in the house. Precious is telling me to start. Kia says, sorry, I don't like Latoya. We got a new subscriber in the house, all the way from Jamaica. Welcome to the family. Earth Angel Bree says, hit that thumbs up. That's right, let them know. Hit that thumbs up so that YouTube can know that we like what we see here on Bingeworthy. This pretty brown girl says it's her first live. Shout out to you. Hope that you enjoy it. Somebody says Drew is so annoying. Please don't bring her back. I don't know. We're going to talk about Drew tonight. Freddie is so ready. Kamisha says Drew be doing the most. Yeah. Okay, Tima says that y'all can hear me loud and clear. Okay, so we're gonna get started. First of all, thank you guys so much for joining me here tonight. I watched the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part one finally, and I think I liked what I saw. At first, I was a little scared because I was just like, this is giving me something else. It wasn't giving what it was supposed to give, but I gave it a chance, and I think that I'm okay with what we saw. But I have to shout out my new member, Beverly LeGrant. Shout out to you for becoming a member tonight. And if you guys are wondering how to become a member and get exclusive access to content and exclusive access to some of our really cool emojis, definitely click the link that I pinned at the top of the chat. It's highlighted in blue right by my name, so you guys will be able to click that. And as little as, I believe, $1.99, you guys can become a Bingeworthy member and get some perks. And shout out to Sherry Shine. She is always blessing me on and off YouTube. I appreciate you, Sherry Shine. She gave us a $25 super chat. That's another way you guys are going to be able to support the stream tonight. Anytime you like something, or if you really want to get your point across, feel free to super chat. Your comment will be highlighted above all of the comments for a limited time during the stream. And obviously, the more that you give to your favorite creator, the more screen time you get on screen. So I appreciate you guys, of course, for being here. You don't have to give a dime, but I so appreciate it when you guys help me support the channel. So shout out to everybody for sending me some love. Elaine says, hello, Mama Joyce. I see you. Love, love, love this Justin wig, and more wig. Y'all always go crazy with my Mama Joyce wig. Y'all don't like me when I'm around here just bald headed in my natural state. Elizabeth says, Florida in the house. I used to live in Florida, so I'm representing Florida at heart. Okay, we got some more comments. Shout out to everybody. Oh, we got even more members. Welcome, Nevaeh. She became a member tonight. Welcome, Erica Buford. Spam the chat with your emojis because can't nobody use these emojis unless they're members. So feel free to spam the chat. And we got another member. Tammy S. Hunt became a member tonight. Shout out to you, Tammy. Thank you guys. I definitely am so appreciative. How do you say that? Appreciative. Either way, y'all know I love y'all for watching and for supporting. All right, I see some people from Instagram. Shout out to the lean on Instagram for leaning in tonight. Thank you for being here. Okay, there's a lot of y'all up in here. Y'all really want to know what I think about this reunion, I see. And shout out to you, Beverly, for becoming a member. Okay, we're getting all these members. We're about to get even more perks rolled out because this month is like our 1 year anniversary. Some of you guys have been members for a whole year. And I know that I can, give some more perks, but I promise y'all there's a lot of things ahead. So become a member because you might be getting something in the mail really, really soon. But I'm going to go ahead and stop running my mouth and get started with what I think about this Real Housewives of Atlanta season 13 reunion part 1. And if you guys are here, definitely like this video right now because I'm not getting started until we get up to at least 245 likes. There's no way we should only be at 226 likes. And there's over 600 people in here. What y'all up in here for if you don't want to hear what I got to say about this housewife reunion? I'm also just close my laptop like Nene did last year. Shout out to Rashonda for becoming a member tonight. Shout out to Cortez, aka The Lean, for becoming a member tonight. I appreciate that support. All this support is making me want to go live more often. Shout out to Afia Maxwell for becoming a member again. And Danielle Peace also became a member. All right, y'all, they gonna get mad at us members for just, doing shout outs. So let me go ahead and get started. So first of all, I think that if I had to give this reunion a rating from 1 to 10, Let me know in the comments, how would you guys rate this reunion from 1 to 10? And then I'll tell y'all what I think. Let me know between 1 and 10, how much did you guys enjoy this reunion? Because it's feeling like it's closer to 1 than 10, but it still ain't a 1. Somebody said 0. Afia, you said 0? Dang, y'all are harsh. I'm seeing some 7s, some 8s, and some 9s, but this time it's a 10. I'm playing. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of, people are feeling different kinds of ways. We got 0s, 8s, 5s, 2 out of 10. Somebody said 6, 6. Oh, so you think they hit it out of the park? It's more than 10. Someone said J.E. Ty says 4. They still have more to go. That's true. That's true. And we know they like to save the best one for part 3. Well, I'll just go ahead and say that I agree with Kandi. I will give this reunion officially part 1 anyways. I'll go ahead and give it a 7 for a couple of reasons. I feel like, they gave us way more entertainment than I expected, because after this season, my hopes were not high. I won't say that I was over it, but my hopes were definitely not high. But it was definitely not a 10, because we did not get any wig pulls. We did not get any singing, or we may have gotten a little bit of singing. We didn't get no performances. We didn't get no tea that we didn't already know. But they looked amazing. Can we all agree on that? Like, these girls really looked amazing this reunion. I think that, we already talked about it. I felt like Kenya, Porsha, and Kandi were, my tops. Even though y'all feel like Kandi looked like she was in a costume, I feel like Kandi was dressed appropriately for the dungeon theme. But I think that the set, I was worried about the set, but the set looked really good on camera. I really liked the way that everybody was arranged at all times. I just felt like we got to see them in the best light. The only person who didn't get the best angle to me was Drew, but that was them just hazing her because it was her first reunion. But I'll go ahead and start with my first segment that I want to talk about, which is Porsha versus Kenya. Like, I feel like we always get that iconic, back and forth between Porsha and Kenya, and I just got to give it to Porsha. There has been so much growth because she's able to go back and forth with the person she doesn't like the most, which is Kenya, without getting out of her seat and without dragging Kenya across the floor. So we got to give her credit for that. Somebody said Drew did not look amazing. Yeah, I gave my critiques on their outfits. Earth Angel Bree says she was cute. It was different. Porsha and Drew was gorge. They did look better. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are agreeing. Renata says, yes, Porsha has really grown. We got to give credit where credit is due. But I wanted to talk about how Bravo, first of all, started with Porsha, which I thought was really interesting and kind of well-deserving, since she is the one that's sitting in the Queen Nene's seat, holding it down, which means that more than likely Porsha is probably going to be in the hot seat a lot for this entire reunion. But we gonna see. But I want to talk about, first of all, I like that Bravo gave Porsha that moment where they gave her props for representing for the BLM movement and really shown, kind of recapped on all of her efforts. But unfortunately, we got right into the drama between, like Kenya feeling like Porsha didn't do enough. And I just thought it was really interesting. And I'm just going to go ahead and play a clip. Hopefully we don't get shut down because I didn't get time to completely edit it. But I feel like if y'all hopped on Twitter after the reunion, everybody was talking about Porsha getting Kenya together. And y'all know I love Kenya. But she got Kenya together when she was just like, while you talking from the curb, what did you do? And that it all boils down to that.
She doesn't care about all of our lives. While you're talking from the curb, What have you done in the
Don't
street?
question my activism.
Why are you
so
questioning
can't
mine?
They don't match, Porsha. Believe in the words that you say.
About
Do what you want to
doing. Would you like me to be silent?
I would like for you to be real.
What have you done in the
Don't
street?
question my activism.
Why are you
so
questioning
can't
mine?
They don't match, Porsha.
Stop it. You're trying.
Believe in
You're
the
so
words that you say.
about
Do what you want to
doing.
I'm proud of what
So
you're
however
doing.
you feel, you don't have
I'm proud
to.
that you went out there,
However
but
you
at
feel,
the same
it's fine.
time,
She did just say she was proud of your activism and what you're doing. Did you hear her say that?
First of all, I'm being terribly disrespected in this moment. And so I'm not going to be fake and act like she has said all of those harmful things just now and take that one piece.
That's not
Right.
If
harmful.
this is
That's
how
a
she
fact.
feels, it's not going to stop
You
anything
did not
that I'm
invite
doing.
us to the PSA.
And those are petty things.
Those are not. Those are petty because you
things.
made them petty.
Yeah, I just think that Porsha made a point, and I went ahead and I pasted the link because I do want to take some calls tonight so that we can talk about kind of like go back and forth and talk about what we think. But I think that in the beginning, when I first saw the teaser, and I don't know if I said it publicly. Oh, so the reason that I didn't talk about Porsha's live on Instagram where she kind of spilled the tea and exposed like the text messages is because I kind of agree with Porsha. I feel like the world is in a very awkward place right now. And I feel like with everything that happened in regards to the movement last summer, I just felt like I agree with Porsha when she said that it would just be counterproductive and it would be really embarrassing and just flat out stupid for any of us to question publicly in front of, people who don't look like us, what we're doing for the whole BLM movement. Like for the first time, really, we got people who aren't Black and brown to finally feel comfortable, in a way that I feel like they never have really before, to be a part of it and really want change and want social justice and to want us at the very least to not be, mistreated by the hands of the people who are supposed to protect us. So for me, I agree that this is not something that should be questioned as a storyline for an entertainment reality series. I agree with that 100, 1,000, 1,000,000%. And even if Porsha may have made mistakes in the past, even if Porsha isn't the best person to represent, the reality is she's chosen to represent it and she's doing the best she can. And I am creating a space for her to do that. And I'm glad Bravo didn't question that, for storyline. So it was interesting to see this kind of play out a little bit on the reunion. And at the end of the day, like Porsha said at the reunion, at the end of the day, what are you doing from the curb? Because at the end of the day, I am, getting charges, even though they got dropped. I am out here marching. I didn't march because, I'm not, I was a little scary. And, I was up here making videos for us, from the curb. But I'm also not questioning Porsha for what she's doing. So I just thought that it was really interesting. And with the whole Native American thing, we talked about that here on my channel. And we talked about how, I feel some type of way for different reasons, that I don't think I need to talk about again. But I just feel like it was interesting because Porsha made the point for Kenya to make an apology and to educate herself and to ask for this forgiveness and to really expect it right away, which I believe we all should have done. You can't say like Porsha can't ask for the same thing. Yes, Porsha made a mistake. Porsha fumbled the bag. She didn't really know, the terms of the Underground Railroad. But I feel like Porsha is doing what she needed to do the same way Kenya did. She educated herself and she's asking for permission to be able to do better. And that's what kind of, even as a Kenya Moore fan, kind of shut me up about it. So in that moment, Porsha made her point. Kenya, take the L. I have some more things to talk about. Feel free to, click the link to call in. I do have a couple of people in queue. But before we do that, I definitely want to thank you, Renata C, for your $4.99 super chat. She says, it's really petty of Kenya to choose this subject of all things to fight and go back and forth with Porsha. Yeah, I agree. And it makes me wonder, you know, is it Kenya? Was it production? And if it was Kenya, like Kenya girl, like some things we just need to stay away from. Some things should not be entertainment. And I have to commend Kandi for kind of not taking that bait. Let me read some more of you guys' comments before I take some of these calls. Earth Angel Bree says, rooting from y'all from the curbside. Right, because ain't never been to jail, don't really want to go. Somebody said Porsha was paid to go to jail. We don't know that for a fact. Kenya was at home pretending Mark was next to her. Okay, y'all getting petty. I can't even read the comments because y'all being messy. So I'll go ahead and take the first call before we get back to some more topics. Hello.
Hi. Oh my God. Hi. You're good.
Adi?
Hey. Oh, Odie. You're good. Hello. Y'all hear me?
Hello, caller. You're live
Hello?
online.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello?
Uh-oh. 1 second.
Oh, shit. Oh my God.
Oh, hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. How are you?
I'm doing good. I have a lot in my mind.
What do you think about this first segment?
My first segment was, I don't think that Kenya just need to worry about herself, even though this was a part of the show. I think Kenya just needs to relax, because even though Porsha brought in this Black Lives Matter storyline, I heard word on the street is Kenya has been like stirring up. It was a scene that was not on the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I can say is Candy's worried about herself. Porsha, if she wants to bring in this fake storyline, I don't believe it's fake, because if you go to jail for some Black Lives Matter charges, child, they jar job. But I would have been more if I ever went to jail for protesting. But anyway.
And let me say this for what you just said. I understand that, first of all, like, yes, Porsha protested. Yes, she went to jail. Yes, she managed to have her phone the whole time. Yes, they managed to be able to have somebody film it and submit that footage. I understand
that's
that.
Scary. That's weird. That's weird.
To a certain extent, that does take away from it a little bit. But at the end of the day, Porsha is on a reality show that, used to be the number one reality show. So to a certain extent, like, it's her using her platform to say, hey, I know there is a chance I could go to jail. I want this captured, so that people can know, like, people are even going to jail for protesting. A lot of people probably didn't even know that. So I understand that to a certain extent that was produced, but, she's not some regular girl. She wants to share it on her platform, and there's no way to really do it if there's no footage. So I understand why people are side-eyeing that.
And at the same time, while the filming happened in June. Mm-hmm. Where was, we don't know. But you don't know how Bravo cut it up and make it seem like, because how she was recording in, how she got bailed out, all of that same time. It looked confusing, but we don't know because we're not standing right there. Look at them. Y'all sound stupid, child. Oh, child.
So do you feel like you kind of agree with either Kenya or Porsha?
I am Porsha, but Kenya, she doesn't make sense now.
Okay.
I don't think, I just want to say this one thing. I don't think Kenya is processing, like, this was a serious matter. Saying this is for a storyline, it's going to make you look dumb at the same situation, and it's going to make you look bad. It's going to ruin your brand, basically. If you ever say this is for a storyline and this is fake for reality TV, but it's not. Clearly is real. She's actually going to protest and she's actually doing her job. But anyway.
Right. And it's kind of like, who wins from saying that it isn't real? Like, who wins? I don't think Black people win by questioning the legitimacy of that act. So I just think that it's tacky.
Yeah. I mean, that Underground joke back in 2013 was scary.
Right.
That was real childish, but that is 8 years ago. 9, I forgot. Yeah, we can just forget that. We can forget that. But okay.
Right. All right. Well, thanks for calling. I want to get through some more of these calls, and I'll see you in the chat. Okay.
All right.
Hello.
Hey, Justin.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm well. Sipping on a little cocktail here to get me through the stream.
You and me both after this reunion.
What did you think about this situation with Porsha and Kenya? Do you feel like Kenya was doing the most, and like this is one of those topics that should just be people should stay away from, or do you feel like you agree with Kenya to some extent?
Honestly, I think Kenya is one of the queens of the show. I think that it's always nice to kind of see Kenya troll and probe and question people and stir up the pot a little bit. I don't think she was wrong, but I also feel like the Queen P, Porsha, stood her ground. People forget that she does come from a civil rights activist family. So either she has good PR, media training, or it's in her blood. It's something that she's passionate about. And I think that she proved it's something that she's actually passionate about.
Right. I agree. And I just feel like even the way that she handled Kenya, at the reunion, I just feel like she remained classy. She didn't come off her pedestal. She just waited for the perfect opportunity to make her point. So that's real growth for Porsha.
Yeah, and she looked phenomenal. Like Portia's always been like a beautiful young lady, but tonight she looked amazing, especially with the short hair. Like a lot of women are stepping into that space where they can rock short hair, but for her it's kind of different. But she handled herself well. I can't wait to see what the next episodes kind of bring out, but I think that she handled herself well. And I stand by Porsha. Like anybody out there positioning themselves to make change, you got to give them credit because a lot of us ain't doing nothing but watching from the curb, like she said. I know I was on the curb. Shit, I was picking up trash, but I was on the curb.
You didn't even give out no water or nothing?
I only had a little bit for me. I had a can of soup, though, for my family. Just in case something popped off.
Well, thanks for calling. We have quite a few calls in the queue, and I want to get through everybody. So I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the chat. Or if things slow down, feel free to call back. Okay?
All right, for sure.
All right. Thank you. Shout out to Romero Hamilton for becoming a member. And thanks for everyone else who's become a member tonight. Let me read some of these comments before I take a couple more calls. Quasi, I hope I'm saying that right, says Kenya ain't jealous of anything. Y'all just be throwing the word jealous around these days. Angel Boyd says Porsha is fake as hell. Even if she fake, she doing it for us. So I think this is the perfect time to be fake if she is being fake. Louise says, we don't know everything. I agree, Louise. And that's why, sometimes we can pay attention and we can, observe, but I'd like to kind of wait before I make accusations like seeing somebody's BLM efforts are completely fake. So let me take some more calls. Actually, let me talk about... okay, I'll take some more calls. Hello?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. I'm excited to be here with you guys talking about this reunion recap.
Okay, I'm excited to talk to you. I catch you sometimes when I can. I'm just so excited to catch you live. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you. What do you think about Porsha and Kenya? And they're back.
Oh, child. I mean, I thought Porsha didn't wear no hair for just in case. And you know what just in case means.
Right.
Because I mean, she doesn't she promote that product, that weave product, right? I was just and that was her hair. I saw her edges. It didn't look like a wig. But anyway, okay. Porsha is Okay, Porsha is really trying, and I give her that.
Mm-hmm.
But we all know she needs a lot of education. And I really don't want to talk bad about the woman. I just want to express what I'm trying to say in a very political, nice way.
Okay.
Yeah, kudos, girl. You got it going on physically. It's all there. But we all know why Cordell picked her. Okay.
Okay.
So, but speeding up to now, I'm glad that she's trying to better herself and
whoa. Rewind. What do you mean we all know why Cordell picked her?
Well, she was a lot less smarter than she is now.
Okay.
And he could manipulate her in ways that no man could do now. Because she's a lot more intelligent and wise because she's had some experience.
Okay. I get it. Okay. Now what were you saying? Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. But, I'm glad that she's doing better for herself. And really, thank you, Porsha, for putting your life on the line for me. Because really, kudos for that. Because we all know sometimes when we get in those handcuffs, we may not make it back. And I'm glad that...
That's the thing, right? Like, for people saying like it's fake, like she didn't get in handcuffs once. I believe it was at least twice. And the reality is, I think about Sandra Bland and I think about people who, like, so it's just like, even if, let's just say she is, I don't want to say pretending, because I think that there's a space where people can want to do better, but also kind of benefit a little bit personally. So I feel like that's what it is. But at the end of the day, her life was at risk the moment that they even put those cuffs and we didn't see where she was anymore.
Exactly.
And that alone makes it real to me.
And I do remember her running with Dennis in ATL prior to that when they were tear gassed. Whichever time that was, I appreciate that with her because I can't do that. So I really appreciate her putting herself on the line. But as far as Kenya's hurt and she's just messing with Porsha because she likes to. I think it's fun for Kenya because she knows she can get up under her skin and cause a ruckus. Porsha is really trying, but just say it, Porsha. You didn't want her in your space, therefore you didn't invite her to the PSA. It's very evident.
I'm surprised she didn't just say that.
Yeah, like, girl, just say, I wanted more peace around me, therefore you weren't there. Something.
Right.
So, but I know she's really not trying to portray too much negativity towards the next Black woman, considering what she's fighting for. I get it. So either fix your attitude, Porsha, or bite your tongue and invite the woman.
Right. And I think that you just made a really interesting point. That alone kind of should let people start to see like, oh, she is trying and she is bettering herself, because it would be easy to just read her down. Like, there's so much she could just say, but it's just like, how do I do this like respectfully while calling you out, defending myself without completely bashing you? And I think her Instagram live a couple of weeks ago, she did a good job as well. So I just think that
no, pretty much she validated what Kenya said as far as her going to the network and having it removed for whatever the reason. Kenya may not have been correct, but don't say Kenya was lying. Just say that, because technically she proved Kenya to be correct.
I mean, yeah, but I feel like she didn't completely like attack and like get nasty about it. It was just like, hey, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
People have access. Like the reality is they all get to go to the network, and I know that they all ask the network to pull and add and whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
And they should, they're top paid talent, they're a very unique group, and sometimes they're working on a network that doesn't necessarily completely understand our experience. So
Yeah.
sometimes they do need to be, like, hey, like this ain't gonna go over well with the Black community. It may fly on Beverly Hills, but this won't fly.
Right.
So I get it all around.
But at the same time, Porsha should have checked that at that time and not get into it when that's what you're doing. I think she caught it late, and I understand that. Like I said, she's growing, right? So just don't get involved. And that's probably another reason why she didn't invite Kenya as well, because she probably figured it would be some ish, because that's what Kenya does. She starts with her.
Okay.
I like everybody, but I really appreciate her growth. And again, kudos, Porsha. Thank you for putting yourself on the front line. I appreciate you.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you calling in. I'm getting a notification that we've reached the max and there's people trying to get in. So I appreciate you calling. If it clears up, feel free to call in later because I'm going to be talking about a lot more. So
I sure will.
Stick around.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. Y'all really got a lot to say. Hello, RHOA fan. How are you? Hello, RHOA fan. I see your mic is muted. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Hello, Carly. You're live on the air. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm being so extra. I'm good, though. What do you have to add to the conversation about this RHOA reunion?
Yeah, I don't think Porsha is doing it for a storyline, because if we really think about it, right? So let's just say she's getting arrested and she's getting let out. But if you really think about it, a lot of white people don't want us to speak about this, right? So she's really putting her livelihood at stake. Because
Right.
how many people are getting blackballed for, staying on their knees during the anthem? So I feel like, she literally just started on Housewife for maybe 10 years ago. I don't really know. So I feel like she may not have the fun like other people do. So I feel like not only she putting her safety at stake, she's also putting her, like her livelihood at stake. And I feel like the only reason why the only reason why Kenya thinks, her activism is fake is because of the whole story with Kandi. But I just think, like, I just ask people, like, what makes people think that Kandi should go speak for everybody else? If Kandi wants
T. I'm sorry, go ahead.
something. So I'm like, if Kandi wants something, she has every right to go to the producers and say what she wants. But Kandi can't go.
And they all do that.
Right. So Kandi can go there and say, this is what we want without talking to the girls. And I feel like, the last caller or anybody else from the comments that I see, people were saying her life proved that Kenya was telling the truth. Kenya wasn't telling the truth. And I feel like at this point, people just want to figure out, just don't want to like her. Because it's like she's basically saying Kenya is basically saying, she said, like, bitch, blah blah blah. But it's, how when sometimes you talking to your homegirl, you say B, but it's sometimes like you be like B. It's completely different. So I think trying to explain to everybody like the way, like the intention behind it was wrong. And I think like people just at this point just really want to not like Porsha by saying, like, she clearly explained that the way that Kenya was saying, like, the way she was coming at Kandi wasn't right, and she proved that with the receipt and everything. So I feel like the only reason Kenya has for saying Portia's activism is not correct because of something that because she didn't agree. And honestly, the message said that not only Porsha was upset, other people was upset. So why is it only on Porsha?
Right.
If more people were upset, So I just think,
Right.
I mean, we may not like each other, whatever, but I think like when it comes to like Black Lives Matter, something where they are actually killing us. Like I'm a woman. I'm scared to have a son. This is something serious. So I feel like we all should really take this seriously. I mean, we can
Right.
like joke around, ooh, her husband don't like her, ooh, she's stupid. But I feel like with Black Lives Matter, we should really take that seriously. And I think it's very disappointing, all these like beautiful like Black women, for them to do that. At the end of the day, like, let's just be fair,
Right. Well, I agree, Carly, and I appreciate you calling in and bringing up some of those points. And I'll talk more, later on in the stream about kind of what you brought up about like the whole Porsha Live situation. But thanks for calling in tonight, and I'll see you in the chat, okay?
Alrighty, bye.
Bye-bye. All right, y'all are on fire tonight. I'm getting notifications that the queue is full. So let me go ahead and move on to the next segment. And of course, we'll be able to talk about all things when you guys call in. So if you're in the queue, stay in the queue. I'll get to you guys, I promise. So the next thing I want to talk about is Kenya Moore versus Drew. Now, y'all know, I haven't talked a lot about Drew on my channel this season. And it's because I'm saving my opinion on Drew for another video that will probably come out this week. But I haven't had a lot to say about Drew. I've just been kind of just sitting back and watching and giving her a chance to change my mind or earn some rapport with me. And I'll share with you guys later what I think. But I want to talk about this whole clip with Kenya Moore going at it with Drew. And I will be right back after I play the clip.
Well, I did want to say something and address just a question I had. I did want to say something and address just a question I had. I just wanted to ask Kenya, why did you retweet the tweet that was talking about my son being cringy?
It made me uncomfortable, if I'm going to be honest. I thought it was like a family thing that maybe could have been more in private.
As a woman on your platform, I feel like it was really irresponsible for you to retweet that in a way, because it was something that was so sensitive to our family. In regards to my son, I felt like it was below the belt. I literally was shaking and I cried because I was devastated. As a mother, as you know, we try to make the best decisions. It was so hurtful to me and my family because I would never talk about your daughter in a negative way.
Girl, I can't. I feel like Drew was being so extra about this whole situation. And let me read some comments. Somebody, Stellar said, "Where are the tears?" Jessica said, "This is go." Yeah, oh girl, like stop. The drama, the gaslighting, the looking for a moment, the hoping that we'll renew her contract. The I'm not that relevant, but I'm trying to look for a moment at the reunion. If Andy wanted to talk about this, he would have talked about it. It was not on the schedule, Drew. Nobody cares about that little tweet. Let me show y'all the tweet that Drew was talking about. And it's just like, girl, you are not that upset. You are not crying over this tweet. Kenya has tweeted a lot worse. So this person tweeted, and they said, hold on. They said, "This conversation with Drew's son is so cringy, ... Let that baby go play Minecraft or something. Hashtag RHOA." And Kenya responded saying, "Here's the tweet. I liked it." Well, wait. Kenya just retweeted it. But Kenya has since retweeted this whole, or acknowledged this thing at the reunion. Kenya says, "I actually felt bad for her son, seeing how uncomfortable he was, and viewers felt the same way. And I, the viewer, definitely felt the same way. In my opinion, as a mother, she as a mother, and she asks, I never said anything bad about her son. Don't drag me into it to have a fake beef with me. And don't get me wrong, I understand that Kenya can be the villain on this show, but I just feel like we got to stay woke and we have to know when the girls are looking for a moment. And Drew wasn't really upset. She was looking for a moment. My black woman Divest said, it's Drew first season. Damn, y'all harsh. Yeah, it's because like my thing is I love giving the girls a chance, but I just feel like you can't try to manipulate us, the viewers, just because you know that we know King is the villain, to try to make it like you really was crying over this damn tweet. This tweet. What will get you emotional about this tweet? We all watched the show and we all know that it was awkward. Girl, your son was not feeling it. Like, I feel like this is one of those situations where I understand she felt like she could inspire people with the whole baby daddy drama. I feel like it's embarrassing. I feel like it's not the place to, talk about this situation. Your son is a minor. This is something y'all need to talk about in therapy off camera, Drew. Like, give us the tea about your grown husband, like not your son. I just think that it was an embarrassing thing. And I just think that her son was over it. And I agree with Kenya and whoever tweeted this tweet. It was cringeworthy. And that's us caring more about your son than I feel like you did in the moment. You cared more about your storyline than your son. So let me know in the comments, do y'all agree that this was an overreaction on Drew's part? And I know that King is the villain, but this tweet, y'all, look at this tweet. What would make you cry about this tweet? Let me read it again, because maybe I missed something. This conversation with Drew's son is so cringy. I'm not emotional about that. That is facts. Let that baby go play Minecraft or something. That's what kids do. Like, what's so offensive? When did she come for the kid? Let me know. Stellar said it was a reach. Yeah, I agree. And I think that, maybe Cordero may be on my side. I don't know, y'all. He a Nene stan. What do you think, Cordero?
I'm actually not on your side because I'm from Chicago. So
okay, it's fine. Okay.
I'm a true stan.
Okay.
So what I'm going to say is I would like to know, where was this energy when Kandi did this with Riley and Block some seasons ago when she made Riley?
Did you hear me talk about it?
No, I'm talking about like from the fans. Like, where was this?
Okay.
Talking about, this is too much for TV. Why?
I think the fans did have that energy. The fans felt like it was a recycled storyline. They felt like it was ghetto. They felt like, it was way too late. Riley's pretty much grown. I feel like the fans had the same energy, which is why I'm confused why Drew tried to recycle. Last season?
No.
Or you mean initially?
I'm talking about when when Riley went to meet Block at dinner, when she first took her to dinner with him, and she was acting extremely awkward with him, trying to repair their relationship. And then when she went in the house after he called and cried, and no one had the energy. Everyone was like, oh, he's this and that. I don't see anything wrong with her showing that. I mean, I feel like the girls.
But we've seen it before.
But Drew's a different
And Riley
person.
was much older.
I don't see anything wrong with her I don't see anything wrong with her trying to help her son get back in a relationship with his father when they're showing all these black women doing other negative things. That was
so she waited until she got a Real Housewives of Atlanta check to try to do this in front of the camera, and her son was clearly uncomfortable.
They waited to get checks to do other things. Kenya already knew that man filed divorce papers, and she still went to the lawyer like that was her first time.
We are talking about an underage kid who never met his dad and has met his dad for the first time with 5 cameras in his face.
I personally didn't see anything wrong with it. I feel like that could have been a private moment, absolutely. But was it? I've seen worse things on television from the Real Housewives that should not have been on TV versus that. I
would rather have seen Drew. There are so many other things that I feel like so many other scenes that Drew could have chosen that would have let us understand her more than that. And I just feel like I don't agree with the scene, but I understand that there's going to be scenes that I don't love, and enough people are in the comment section saying they don't agree with me. And I just want to say, you guys have permission to not agree with me. It is not my job or my place to crack the whip and make y'all see the world the way I see it. That's not what we're here to do. So I'm glad that you guys disagree with me. I don't, it would be boring if everybody was on the same page. So
I just think it was that bad. I didn't. I mean, was he uncomfortable? Absolutely, but we've seen many scenes on this show where people have been in uncomfortable situation. I mean, so
adults though.
I mean, Sheree's son, they was uncomfortable sitting there when they was talking about how her husband used to beat her. Like we didn't like. Should that have been shown on TV? I mean, we've seen all the housewives do this with their kids at some moment. These uncomfortable conversations that look like that child does not want to be there. So now, why isn't it issue when Drew does it?
Okay, so so we disagree on that. So let's get to this tweet. Can you tell me what about this tweet is so offensive?
I don't think it's that the tweet is offensive. I think what she's offended by is that one of the housewives retweeted it. I think that that's where her energy is. I think that that's where she's going with it, is that it was retweeted by someone who's on the show who's also a mother.
So the process of retweeting it changes the tweet to something that's offensive?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, well, I just personally, because if that was something about her and Mark or Brooklyn, I feel like she would have been really upset if somebody retweeted something. It's the power behind the retweet is what she's upset about.
Okay, that's true.
I think it's the power behind the retweet, not the fact that
because so many people wouldn't have seen it, but once she retweeted it, then it changes the conversation.
Exactly.
Okay, fair enough. Let me read these super chats. Savannah says, let's get back to luxury lifestyle, not baby daddy drama. Now, y'all know that Bingeworthy completely approves this message. Period. And then August Love Story says, and he gave a $5 super chat. Thank you, Savannah, for your $2.99 super chat. I appreciate the love. August says, Drew was reaching just like Porsha was when she got mad about Eva saying PJ looks like Dennis. Yeah, that was awkward too. Yeah, I just think it was a reach, Cordero. And, you can Drew.
Do I think it was a moment? Absolutely. I think it was
She was looking for a moment, and that's fine.
She absolutely was looking for a moment, and she got it. I think they all have done that. I just don't, they all have done those moments where they are reaching and looking for a moment to secure their peach. So I just think that because we have seen people doing the reach before, that's why it was like, girl, we've seen this before. But can I say one more thing? I know you got people waiting.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I've been a little disappointed with everyone's response to Porsha. As if none of us have the ability to grow and change. I would love to have everyone stand up and let us judge them on their past and stick to their past. And I find it very disappointing in the Black community that watch this show that is wanting Porsha to stay in the past and not grow. I find it extremely disappointing that people are doing that to her. I think it's disgusting, and I think it's disrespectful that we expect her to not use her platform where she has millions of followers to bring awareness to something. Like, that's the point of these celebrities, is to use their platform to do this. So how are we now going to say it's for TV? Duh, it's for TV because y'all are going to watch it. Like, you're going to watch it. So of course it's going to be for TV, because now you're going to take it and say, I can't believe she went through that. Wow, Black Lives Matter. That's the point of celebrities doing it. Like, the fuck? Duh.
Right. I mean, I agree. Yeah, I agree 100%. It's the duh for me.
It's like, of course she's supposed to. Girl, I ain't got time for these people.
And it's like, would they rather her be on TV? Like, what would y'all rather her do with this opportunity for a storyline? What would y'all rather her do?
Like, what would you rather her do? Like, you would have been mad if she didn't say anything. You'd have been mad at if none of them said anything. Like, I just don't understand. Like, you're mad at you, and it's always the Black women getting you don't do this to the men. But it's really unfortunate that they treat her this way and don't allow her to grow.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, Cordero. I anticipate this being a pretty long conversation.
Go
So let
ahead.
me get through some more of these calls and feel free
Absolutely.
to call in a little later, okay?
Okay, I will. Bye.
All right, thank you. Whew, y'all are wearing me out. You know what's crazy? I actually didn't think y'all wanted me to do a live video about this, but I guess now we got 1,000 people in here. Whoa, we only got 482 likes. I'm about to end this live right now. We need to get to at least 500 likes or I'm out. Because clearly y'all don't want to be in here. If y'all in here not liking the video, how YouTube gonna know that y'all like this stream? Can I get to 500 likes? Oh, okay. Oh, let me shut up. I got 511. Let me shut up before y'all start disliking. Hello, Kiana. How are you?
Hey, how are you? Okay, I'm going to be quick because Cadero, sorry if I mispronounced the name, he said everything I really wanted to say. So one thing I will add is, well, Porsha is my favorite. Kenya is basically just a troll. Like, she literally just trolls Porsha. That's just her job. I do not think she's jealous of Porsha. I think she thinks Porsha is just not very smart. But I don't think that it again has anything to do with jealousy. I just think she just kind of looks down at her. She thinks everything she does is just kind of stupid. Right. And even when she does something good, like using a platform to bring awareness to Black Lives Matters, which is a smart thing, I think that makes her feel kind of like she's stepping out of her role, right. Her role on the show, and especially since she didn't really have a strong storyline this season, Kenya, right? Because I'm following your video and your live. So she didn't really have a strong season other than what we already know, which is Mark is divorcing her. It was unfortunate that, he didn't allow us to see Brooklyn, though. I did see some clips where she was, kind of like, blurred out. And but I do like Kenya because I do think she adds to the show, but then I kind of don't like her because I don't like how much she trolls Porsha, and I hate how she bows down to Kandi. Like, what is that about? She bows down to Kandi.
Something we don't know.
I know, right? So she just kind of like, oh, Kandi. She always softens her voice, and when she's talking to Kandi. And Kandi, I'm just done. I wish her well. I know she's been talking about maybe not returning. That is fine. You're successful. Go do you, and then Drew, I'm on the fence about Drew because it's like I want to like her, but I do think what you said is true, that she's like fighting or looking for a moment because that was so overly dramatic. What happened with her and Kenya. And Kenya is a very smart woman. I don't know if people really pay attention. She can read you so well because she's very smart and she watches everything. She observes everything. And Drew, I think, can give us more, she has to figure out like who she is. Like, they're all characters ultimately, right? They're all characters. And Porsha kind of plays like the kind of dim-witted, like dumb blonde character, right? And she's like evolving from that. Kenya plays like the villain. They all just have this role. And so I think that's why Kenya took to Drew so much. Not Drew, but LaToya, because she was like a little mini version of her, like a little mini me, but just way more reckless and way more immature. I think that's everything. I'm sorry. It was because I know you got people waiting.
Yeah, don't feel the need to completely rush. But yeah, I think you brought up a lot of main points, and I think that's what kind of attracts me to Kenya as well, like that intelligence.
Yeah.
And you brought up a good point by just pointing out everybody's characters. But I think the thing that Kenya needs to work on is allowing people to switch those character roles, because she can't stand for Porsha to change that role. But I just want to say thank you for calling. Thank you so much for being a member. I really appreciate it. I know your name because you're a member.
That's right.
Thanks for calling. I'll see you in the chat, okay?
Okay, bye.
Bye. All right. I want to say thank you, Sharon R., for your $25 super chat. I appreciate it. She says, I agree with Cordero every time, Bingeworthy. Aliens in the house. Shout out to Michelle's AT Aliens. I appreciate y'all for showing me some love over here on Bingeworthy. Always. Let me take some more calls. How are y'all enjoying this stream? I know that we talked about Porsha versus Kenya. We also talked about Kenya versus Drew. And I've given some of my thoughts on the reunion. Let me know if you guys are enjoying this live stream before I take some more calls. And I know that right now it says that the call-in queue is full. So just keep trying. I'm going to try to get through as many calls as I can today. If you guys are enjoying the stream, let me know by leaving some purple hearts and leaving your comments right now, and I'll read the ones that I see. Let me know. Let me see. Dimitri says, Kandi is the queen. Why wouldn't she bow down? Kandi has had her peach the longest at this point. She is the reigning queen. Joseph said, this stream is better than the actual reunion. Okay, I'll take that. They all say Porsha. Why? Porsha is like the mini queen. All right, y'all say y'all are loving the stream, so let me go ahead and take some more calls. Hello, how are you?
Hi, boo. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
I am delighted to finally get on here. Let me tell you, when it comes to the Atlanta Housewives, Porsha is my girl. I love her. She has really grown. I got to give credit where credit is due. And as for Kenya, me and Kenya got the same birthday, January the 24th. She's an Aquarius. So
I'm right behind you on the 30th, 31st.
Okay, Aquarius in the house. She hits below the belt. Kenya got a lot of hurt from her past, and then Mark, and then past relationships. So I really think Kenya like Porsha, but she don't want to show it because she's so damn evil. You feel me? She just
She
so
showed
bitter
it a little
evil.
bit, but I forgot where they fell out again. Because you remember they made up. So I'm like, when did they fall out again?
I know. They just can't seem to stick. And Marlo is also an Aquarius. I love Marlo to death because she is an Aquarius, of course. But Marlo is being messy as hell. We'll see that next week. Because she just got to let it out. Whatever her and Kandi done talked about. But this is the part in the problem that I have with Porsha. I think Porsha tried too hard to make Kandi like her. Kandi does not like her and never will like her. Kandi still holds resentment from last season from when all the drama went down. Kandi is not over that. So we'll see next week when it's going to be more stuff come out. And I bet I'm going to be 100% correct on that when Marlo drops the bomb.
And I saw a teaser from Kandi speak on it or whatever, and it's just like, okay, now Kandi won't smoke with Porsha. So it's just like, oh my God.
She ain't never got over with.
I thought she did though.
She ain't never got over it. So
how you know?
Pay attention, if you pay attention how Kandi act when Porsha enters the room and she says, hi, hello, give her kisses, hi, everybody doing? She go out the way to do it to Kandi. Kandi does not show the same in return. She just don't. I don't think she really like her.
Somebody made a comment. They said Kandi doesn't like her, but she respects her. I think I can agree with that. Like, no?
She do respect her.
Okay.
Yeah. But I just don't like that Porsha tries too hard when it comes to her. I don't like it. I think Porsha will find herself. And yeah, sister girl made some mistakes. We all do. But I think that with Kenya just takes the cow by the tail and just drags it. And that's just how she is. She just anybody that can be more miserable with her, that's what it is, okay?
Right.
Because she's really miserable about the whole Mark thing. And I feel sorry for her for real. Because she really do want her marriage and she love her husband. But I mean, if it's not the same in return, sister girl, let it go.
Right.
So thank you for having me on. And I can't wait till next week so we can talk again, honey.
So you put me on the clock. You put me to work. I got to come back next week.
Yes, you have to. I'm finna subscribe. I don't think you said something about if your name's not on there, then you're not I got to go in here and mess around and see what I'm doing wrong.
I'll place the link in the chat. You guys can become a member. And it's where you kind of, you pick a tier. It can be like, I believe $1.99 or, there's different tiers. And it just kind of helps you to have a little bit more recognition and acknowledgement anytime you make any comments on live chats or on regular videos. And of course, it helps kind of support me to be able to do what I do. So I appreciate
Yes, because I'm subscribed to you and I follow you, but I'm not a member. So I'm going to go in there and mess around on there. But yes, next week, make sure I'm going to be waiting with bells on. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for calling in. I'll see you in the chat.
All right. Bye.
All right, y'all. I guess it's official. I'll be back next week. Star Keisha told me that I had to be back for part 2, so I'm gonna be here giving my recap. So yeah, I pasted the link for the channel memberships. If you guys want to click that link and become a member and support Bingeworthy, I'll appreciate it. If not, you guys definitely support me by just being here. By just commenting, just by sharing the video. I appreciate it. Somebody said Kenya was the talk of this reunion again. She's always the talk. That's why she has that permanent seat right next to Andy. All right, let me take some more of these calls. Let's see. Hello?
Hey, how are you? I wasn't expecting you to call me yet, but hey.
I'm well. How are you, Melody?
How are you? I'm so excited because I have a lot to say.
Okay.
So I know you waiting to talk about Drew, but I just have to talk about her. I hate to say it, but I'm not a fan. I'm not rocking with her. She's very much so. No, she's an evil junior. Yeah, and I know that's a lot, and she's a very great person. I was liking her at first, but it felt like she really just wanted to be friends with Porsha and have beef with whoever Porsha have beef with. And so the whole comment, I understand about her child. I really get that. However, that crying, she was fighting for a peach, as what Nene be saying, fighting for a peach. Like just
trying to turn that plum into a peach, baby.
Okay, that's exactly what she was doing. And I feel like with the Porsha and Kenya thing, how can I say this? I feel like Porsha also wants to not like Kenya, because if we don't remember last season when those two were together, when they were getting along, and then Nene was on the season, I believe so. And when she became best friend with Nene, that's when she started kind of dissing Kenya and just killing any type of growth they kind of had. So let's just not say it's just Kenya. And I'm biased because I'm from Detroit like Kenya. So, I'm kind of team twirl a little bit. But I just feel like Porsha, she is manipulative and nobody try to point it out, but she has grown. So I give her that. I always try to play devil advocate, but yeah, I just wanted to say that I don't like Drew. She's messy. She lied. I love that Latoya came on, spicing it up. I can't wait to part 2. So yeah, that's all.
All right. Well, I appreciate you kind of bringing everything up. What don't you like about Drew?
Oh, okay.
Well, let me rephrase it.
Like,
what don't you like about Drew on Real Housewives of Atlanta? Because I think I like her as like a person, but I just didn't like her the whole time on Housewives.
I think she's good for the show. As much as I can say a lot about her being messy, she's really good for the show because of that mess that she brings. But what can I say that I don't like is that she has this potential to be great, but I feel like she's looking for a person to have beef with to secure her spot. Like she didn't talk about Kenya's husband, but then we flash back to confessionals where she talked about Kenya all the time, like for no reason. So that's my biggest issue.
And it was hard to keep up, right? With like if she liked people or not, because I'll agree with you too. I think that I've said this offline or whatever, but I think that out of all of the people who've tried lately, like Kim Phil, Shamari DeVoe, like I feel like Drew makes the most sense. Drew looks the part, minus a couple of wigs. She looks the part, or she looks like she can look the part. It feels natural. Like I feel like she has natural connections with like Porsha, possibly Kandi, which is why I'm so confused why Kandi keeps coming for her, because I thought that her and Kandi made sense together. And she doesn't seem like she is scary, because I felt like, oh, poor Kim feels like, why are they picking on her? And I felt the same way about Shamari DeVoe and Demetria McKinley, like, oh, why are they picking on her? But I just feel like Drew is the first housewife since Porsha and Kandi came, where I was like, okay, she can take the reads, she can dish the reads, she makes sense. So I kind of like her for the show until I didn't, but I still like her for the show. I just don't like her for the show, if that makes sense.
Thank you. It does, because like I like how she can be petty like Kenya. Like Kenya can be petty, when she brought her hair care to Marlo. And I can see that Drew was trying to do the same thing, but I kind of don't want her to do that. I think she was so great until she was trying too hard.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what
know.
it
Maybe
is.
the camera do something to people to make them try too hard. But I feel like
Mhm.
she naturally has it. She just need to relax.
Right. All right. Well, thank you for agreeing with me, because I thought I was crazy. But thanks for
No, you're
calling,
not
Mel.
crazy. Thank you for having me on the phone.
And I love your little
Thank
profile
you.
picture. You coming in here stunting on me, whatever. That black girl magic.
I'm trying to be like you, we great, we black, so we just glow. So it's just what it
Right. Period.
is.
Well, thanks for calling. I'll see you in the chat.
See you. Bye.
Bye. All right. Are you guys still loving the stream? I feel like our likes went up to 691. Can we at least get 700? No, I'm having a really good time. Let me see if there's anything else that I want to talk about. I guess I want to talk a little bit about, and all of you guys who are holding on in the queue, I'm still going to get to your calls. So thanks for being in the queue this whole time. But I want to talk a little bit about, can you guys guess what I want to talk about? I'm not going to make y'all guess. I want to talk about this Real Housewives spinoff in this interesting cast. Bravo announced officially today, in like a really non-Bravo move, they announced like the cast for like this new spinoff that we have been hearing about. And their caption says, "Excuse us while we faint. The cast of Peacock TV's new Housewives vacation series has been confirmed, and it is lit. Let us know what you're most excited to see." And they, showed that it's going to be Teresa Giudice, I believe is how you say her name. I don't know who that is in the top middle, but I think she's from Real Housewives of New York, but I don't watch that show, so I don't know. I see Cynthia Bailey Hill, Miss 50 Cent Hill, all the way on the top right. Doesn't surprise me that she got the gig, but it does surprise me that she got the gig, if you know what I mean. We have, I believe that's Luann, Countess Luann on the bottom left. Only know her because of her problematic ways. Definitely not a fan. But then we have Kyle from Beverly Hills. I stan Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but I don't really watch the show. I just like the idea of the show. Then we got Kenya Moore bringing her black girl magic to this cast. Clearly going to be the queen of the cast with Melissa from Real Housewives of New Jersey. Let me know what you guys think about this cast. Like, I was expecting a little bit more of a boom, but it's going to be on Peacock TV. So I guess the budget was a little bit smaller. But over the weekend, we did get some behind the scenes footage that I believe forced Bravo to go ahead and announce this cast. Well, I'll upload the footage while I take the next call. Let me see what you guys think about, the reunion, and what you guys think about this little spinoff that they're doing. Let's see. New York's Finest says, "Where's Sonia? Who that?" I'm just playing. You're probably talking about Sonia Sonia Morgan. Somebody said the pictures on IG looks fun. Ruth says, meh. Boss Lady says cast of aunties. Somebody said they're reaching. Stacy says boring. underwhelming cast, a bunch of aunties. Yeah, I just feel like y'all want to know who I think they should have casted. I feel like we needed obviously Nene Leakes. Kenya Moore would have been good. I feel like Monique from Potomac would have been good. I think Kyle is a good addition with Lisa Rinna from Beverly Hills as well. But I can't really say about New Jersey or New York because I don't really watch those shows. But I guess Teresa and Melissa, they are New Jersey to me. But I don't know about the New York girls. I can't say about New York. But I think it's interesting that nobody from Orange County is there. That's T. That's T. Let me take some more calls. Hello, Keisha. How are you?
Hello, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm from Toronto, Canada, by the way.
Awesome. All the way from
Okay.
Canada. I've never been. I want to go to Canada.
It's only fun in the summer. Yeah, but anyways, I'm a big Kenya fan. I just love her. She can be messy, as we all know, but my issue is with Drew.
Okay.
Drew gets on my nerves, on my last nerves. I feel like she lies too much. The lies is just too overbearing. And
It's
we
getting
all
scary,
know
right?
it's getting scary because you know how everything with Phaedra and all the lies that Phaedra's told, you know where lying really gets you. And I feel like the lying will become dangerous after a while if she doesn't pipe down the lying. It's too much. It's too much. And I love LaToya. I feel like she's a burst of energy. She's fun. She's messy. She's silly.
You really a LaToya stan? You really calling in as a LaToya stan?
No. I love LaToya. I've been watching her from when she was pregnant with her first daughter, so I know her character. She is who we see on the screen. She really
That's what I wanted to ask you. Like for me, I didn't know her from YouTube, but as a YouTuber, I was excited about the idea of a YouTuber being casted on Housewives. But I can't say that I get her. Do you think it's because I didn't watch her on YouTube and Bravo didn't do the best job?
I assume so, but she is like exactly what you see is who LaToya is.
Okay.
Exactly who you see.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd rather have that than a lion at
I want them to show more of her creative side when it comes to YouTube. Like it would be nice for us to see her as a boss and not just messy, but we do understand it was because of her ex-husband why we couldn't see all of that. But I also love when Porsha and Kenya were bonding and becoming friends. Like that is like my biggest wish, that they could just get it together so the show could like flourish more, because I feel like we're just stuck.
Right.
We're just stuck. They need to fix it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for having me.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, and now you got me wanting to look through LaToya's YouTube channel.
Definitely go through it. She's a mess.
All right, thanks for calling.
Right, thank you. Okay, bye.
Bye. Hello, this is a squad member. Hi, Side Eye.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well.
What do you think about these interesting topics?
I love it. I love it. I love it. Every time I try to catch your live, I don't catch it. The notifications don't show up. I just happened to go on your channel today.
Oh, I appreciate it.
So let me
call management and see why you're not getting no notifications.
So let me talk to you. I agree with everything Cordero said. Everything. Where are we gonna start at? Okay. I'm gonna tell you, I like Drew because she's messy. Okay. I do. I think what another caller was saying, like she adds, you and another caller were saying she adds, something since Porsha and King were at it. She does. And I feel like she does call people out because, they do act fake with each other. If we're going to be real, all the ladies do act fake with each other.
Right.
I like Porsha's growth. Old Porsha probably would have been knocked down again with just being a friend of the show if she would have ran across the stage to drag Kenya because Kenya was being rude, and you know it was
But
like
to
she
be
was saying,
honest,
"Oh,
we need a little bit of that. Like after
she
this
was
season,
like,"
we need a little a wig shift.
but she was kind of like, "Hello,
Mm-hmm.
oh, my child, I'm sorry."
Yeah, can you hear
Um,
me? Can you hear me? We lost her. Hello. Oh. Somebody said the girls love the mess, but then say Petty P can't be an activist. Ooh. Let me take some more calls. Sorry that we lost you, Side Eye. Hello? Trey Songs? Hello? Trey Songs? Oh, Trey Songs hung up. Hello? Dang, y'all been in the queue so long. Y'all hello? People been in the queue so long, they over it, y'all. Let's see. Let me try some more callers. Hello, Stellar Beam.
Yes, hi.
I love your
uh,
profile picture.
Thank you so much. This is so crazy. I've been watching you for so long. It's so weird to be on the show.
Thank you.
um, no, I just wanted to call in and say, I just feel so weird and I just don't like Drew's energy. I didn't like the fact that the entire show, it was like she was watching everybody from her high horse. And it just it made no sense for her to be shaming someone else's marriage or the way they moved, especially if her own marriage clearly wasn't top tier. Like we all know he was out in Florida with somebody else, despite what he said on that reunion. We all know. Like there's no way that he could be out in Florida without any calls or anything like that.
I
To
thought it
Drew
was
and
interesting how she tried to like clean it up and was like, "Oh, and he showed me these abs, and oh, babe, you showed me you were running." It's like, girl, you already threw him under the bus.
right, like we all know the truth. But
It's
yeah,
too late.
I just don't like her energy and it just bothers me. And also I don't understand why she's so upset with Kenya. When it comes to LaToya, I guess I can understand because she said, her wig was a pet or something like that. And it was just cheap shots all season. But as far as Kenya, I really don't understand. I think, yeah, like what you said, she just wants a reason. She wants to stay on the show. That's it. And that just comes across as fake to me.
Yeah, because my thing is enough happened, and it's just like, there are enough moments, and it's just like if Drew had asked everybody like, how do y'all feel about me? I think most of us would have said like, in the beginning it was cute, but you started to try too hard. But then it's like in the reunion, now you're trying even harder, and it's just like, calm down.
Exactly. And when she was crying, I'm sorry, I was laughing. Like, what was that? Like, where are the tears, girl?
Right. Did you notice like the edit from like the trailer when Kenya was just like, "Nice try, Drew"? They cut that out, or either like that's coming later.
Yeah, I didn't see that at all in the show.
Right.
I can't. But yeah, Drew just gives bad energy. She's somebody, honestly, I wouldn't trust at all.
So
she's not sincere.
The thing is, though, like everybody needs somebody. The way we feel about Drew, we low key need to feel that way about somebody. So, with that being said, do you feel like you want to see her back next season, or do you feel like with part one, she's clicking down?
I feel I'm off Drew, honestly.
Ooh.
I would rather have LaToya back, just because we know what to expect from her. We know she's petty. We know she can be childish. I love LaToya, I do, but we know she can be childish. But with Drew, it's like you don't know what you're gonna get. Like one day she might be a real and sincere, whatever. But the next day, she might come at you just with a lie or something like that, something she made up in her head. And I feel like that's not entertaining to watch. It's just like a roller coaster. And it's kind of reminding me of Phaedra a little. And like I like Phaedra, but it's just you can't really connect with Phaedra.
Right. I think a thing that we should pay attention to is we've been watching the season, and all of a sudden you see how Kenya, Kandi, and even Cynthia kind of switched on Drew. Like viewers, we got to pay attention to that because something must have happened to where like maybe they edited it out or whatever, but something happened to where the opinion even among the cast of Drew changed, and Kenya shone light on it a little bit when she was just like, Drew is I forgot the word she used, but basically somebody who will like lie to you in your face for a moment. Yeah, a narc. And I was just like, Kenya has her issues, but it was interesting that she said that, and it makes sense why Kandi probably was so passionate on the finale to check her, and Kandi has been kind of quiet all season.
Right. I think she was just annoyed because she didn't get her gift. But I definitely agree. Like that, the season finale bothered me the most with Drew because how do you come to a holiday party where you're supposed to bring a gift, but you bring a wig and some tapes? Like that's your time to just bring good energy, and you bring bad energy and just worse vibes. Like I wasn't feeling that at all.
Well, child, maybe they didn't cut her check yet, child. Maybe they said she had to finish the full season. She was like, I'm not spending my money, and y'all ain't even cut me no check yet.
I don't blame her.
Well, thanks for calling Stellar Beam and giving us all this black girl magic with your profile picture.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me in. All right.
Of course. I'll see you in the chat.
All right. Bye.
All right, guys. So I pasted the link and I pinned it to the top. We're kind of in like the after show territory now because we've been on here almost an hour and a half, but I'll stay on and I'll continue taking calls if you guys are still enjoying the stream. If you have to leave a little early, I understand, but make sure that you like this video and possibly share it on your way out. I appreciate you guys coming, and I'm going to keep on taking a few calls. And thank you so much, Renata C. Hopefully I said your name right. For your $4.99 super chat, she says, "Can I say that that Toyota call was so random?" See, that's how I know you're a binge watcher. She called LaToya Toyota the way I've been calling her this whole season. Yeah, you can definitely say that. So let me take a few more calls. Hey, cousin.
Hey, cousin. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. You know, I had to holler at you. If anybody gonna holler at you, I'm gonna holler at you. I'm gonna behave though. Listen, ain't nobody checking for Drew. Now we just gotta tell the truth. Drew is not offensive, really, to me. She's not offensive. She's not. But she's not interesting either.
Right.
She's not. She's just not. I'm sorry. I know she came in hot, as they say. To me, that's not coming in hot. She came in with a lot of overacting, and it was just real uncomfortable to watch. The man went from being the worst man in the world to now he got the best manners. That was just acting.
That's the thing that gets kind of confusing too, right? Because it's just like you came in and you was one way, and like now you're leaving and it's just like, And then like you make a good point about the whole acting. She is an actress. So I wonder if the actress kicked in after a while.
Yep. That's what I think. The actress kicked in. I think she felt like I'm gonna come in acting, like I got all this drama and that's gonna secure my position. And it would be different, I think, if it was authentic. I think if she just came in chilling and then something crazy happened, You know, it would have been more believable, but you just come in fresh off the cuff. My man been gone for 3 days. Girl, that man ain't went nowhere.
And then on the
That's
reunion
why
talking
she
about,
was
I didn't
calm.
plan to talk about it. And then it just slipped out. Girl, that don't slip out. I wouldn't slip
No.
that out because it embarrasses me. I would never tell y'all my man was gone for 3 days. Like,
And
that's
you
not
better
top
not.
of mind.
That's what I'm talking about. Because first of all, what sister do you know? What sister do you know is that calm after a Negro been gone for 3 days and he can't tell you nothing?
Right.
I'll wait.
And live to tell the story.
You better say that. First of all, she would have snatched off one of them bad wigs and beat him half to death, and you know it. Ain't no way she was that calm, because nothing happened.
It's almost like she was excited to share it, and it's like she
Mhm.
enjoys the storyline of it all. And now it's just like, oh, I'll be able to clean it up at the reunion. No, sis.
No.
Now we always gonna look at your man like I can't say it on this stream.
Ooh. Don't worry, come over there with us on the other end. You know, we say stuff like that. But but the truth is, you're right. That's how people are always gonna see him. The ones who believe it. The rest of us are gonna see him and her as bad actor, bad actress. And just like, unfortunately, Kenya has been labeled with, Rent a Man, she gonna be labeled as the bad actress of Atlanta because this girl has over dramatized everything that ever happened.
Right.
She found out Toyota was screwing the prophet. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. But and then she over dramatized it. Oh, now it's affecting my baby blessing. And girl, hush.
And wasn't it
Calm.
interesting that Latoya outsmarted her by lining up everything she needed to line up to where she played Drew at her own game?
Yep, she sure did. She sure did. And I'm gonna say this to you: how sad is your life before Latoya Toyota outsmarts you?
Right.
If that young lady outsmarts you, I need you to give up on everything.
Put your tail between your leg and call it a night, sis.
That part. That's exactly what you need to do. All day, period. Period.
Right.
It's just a mess. And that all-star stuff, listen, because you're not going to tell me that doesn't reek of desperation.
Yeah. I mean,
You know.
I feel like there was so much more potential because I made a video a couple months ago and I told y'all, well, here's the tea. I told y'all a couple months ago that when I did my interview with Andy, he told me that if Housewives does anything like this, it'll be because they're desperate and it's the end of the road. And at first, when this came out, I was like, okay, well, it feels like they're desperate and it does feel like it's in the road, but maybe not. Maybe this is just like the move. But this cast shows, oh, we desperate, we worried, and like we ain't got nothing. And then the thing that I heard behind the scenes, y'all, they're going to be filming this show for a week. So we're not going to be able to get any authentic story after a week. It's going to take 3 days, 4 days to even get comfortable with each other.
Yep. Exactly.
Then in 3 days, you got to have a big binge-worthy moment. I don't think it's going to happen.
It's not going to happen. It's going to be forced. It's going to be fake. And we're going to get more of what we've been getting.
And it's so sad. And, so because it's just like he said 4 or 5 years ago, they should have been able to have this in their back pocket. But it's just like, maybe they waited too late.
They did. It really is, in my opinion, because I think you're right. It's definitely too late. I think they definitely should have played this card sooner. They definitely should not have gotten rid of every OG, possible, and then tried to pull this with the leftovers. Because this is like the leftovers all-stars. This is not the real all-stars.
Right. Unless they were firing OGs to cast for this.
Right, but that's not what they did. Like these are the leftovers. Like the only people on here that are really, let's be real, that have potential to bring some real, decent, authentic nonsense to us are
Drum roll, please.
Teresa and her forehead. Luann the man,
Oh.
and possibly Melissa Gorga, but she's hit and miss because one minute You know, she's standing up to Teresa. Next minute, she kissing her on her behind. So we just don't know which way that's gonna go.
You really not gonna give it to Kenya?
Give her what?
You know Kenya about to turn it. If they have any hope, it's gonna be some drama involving Kenya.
What's she gonna do? Steal something else?
Oh,
my bad.
I think it'll be interesting to see the way that Kenya behaves as Kenya towards people that don't look like us.
Now, you know, I was just about to say it. See, that's why we family, because we think sometimes. Because see, this is the thing. Now you got her with other people who are not opaque. They're clear. And I want to see, again, just like you, I want to see her response to them. I don't believe she's going to bring them the same energy. She's not going to be able to start calling them hoes, because that ain't going to fly. You know that ain't going to work.
And if she makes the wrong move, does it mess up her relationship with Bravo? Like, who do they value? Who do they value?
Now, cousin, you know who they value. Now, let's not be coy now. We know who they value. And it is not the opaque, okay? So, and the only other opaque lady there is Cynthia. And even if she attacks Cynthia with pruning shears, Cynthia's not going to give her any smoke. So she's going to be dead in the water. Kenya is somebody, even though we enjoy watching her shenanigans, you know, let's be honest. The issue is Kenya is better when she has someone to antagonize, to slander, to do all kind of little nasty things to. She knows Kenya is not silly enough to think she can do that with those clear ladies and walk away. So I'm interested to see.
Because I'm looking at the photo. I'm looking at the photo. There's not one person who could be bullied except Cynthia, but Cynthia is her friend. So
but you know,
that affects Housewives of Atlanta.
But you know, Kenya would not be above bullying her if she thought it would get her somewhere. The problem is bullying Cynthia is like useless. She's not going to do anything.
Let me find out we got a cast, y'all. Let me find out we got a cast, because look, there's nobody. Kyle ain't gonna take it.
Nope.
Because Kyle is really the Nene of Beverly Hills. Teresa is the Nene of New Jersey. Maybe Melissa. I don't know much about Melissa or the New York girl.
No, Melissa will bite back, honey. No, Melissa will bite back at
maybe
everybody.
We got a cast.
Melissa will bite back at everybody except Teresa on occasion. So what you're looking at is Luann, you know, I'm not praying that she fall off the wagon, but if Luann start to drinking, then y'all got a show. Now y'all let us know where the house at, and we could send a case of liquor up there with Luann's name on it, and we got a show. Now that I'm gonna watch.
I'm not about to play with you.
What? Let me find out what. They better not tell me the address. I'm sending 2, 3, 4 cases. We're going to get a show.
Bravo, if y'all are listening, and I know y'all probably are, please do not use this as an opportunity for some BLM stuff. Like, I don't want to hear nothing about that.
Oh, no.
Like, that's my biggest thing. Like, I don't want to hear about race in this show.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Because we clearly outnumbered, and it ain't gonna happen. And it'll be inauthentic. So hopefully they'll stay away from that.
I hope so. Because like literally, I think the overusing of that in social media, in reality shows, it really takes away. I think it takes away the validity of any movement to just, you know, do that, because it makes it campy, it makes it fake, it makes it cheap. It cheapens everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I hope that they don't do that. I pray that they don't do that. That would be a hot mess. And
hopefully it's just like high end. They do rich stuff. They may butt heads a little bit, but watch every show, y'all, instead of like really being this thing.
All I can say, this is going to be good to see Kenya really not have anybody that she can do, you know, her typical, stereotypical nonsense attacks on. I want to see if she can really mix it up.
Maybe we got a show. Do we got a show?
Do
we got a cast?
Either way, I think it might be entertaining. I mean, if for nothing else, it's going to be entertaining to watch them flop.
That's true. Well, thank you so much.
Until I get bored. I'll do that.
Right, which might be quickly. Well, thanks so much, Tanisha, for calling in.
Anytime, cuz.
I always appreciate talking to, my cousin, y'all. This is my cousin.
Right. Justin just got the pretty skin in the neck. I ain't got no neck. Bye, boo.
Bye. Talk to you later. All right. Let me take this call. This next call. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Uh-oh.
Hello?
Oh, I can hear you now. Hi.
Oh, I turned it on. This is my first time. Hey.
I was about to say, this is my first time talking to you ever, and I've followed you for years.
Right? No, and I completely adore you. You literally, I watch your videos. I love how you do your videos. I have, obviously, for years, too, so it is mutual.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to convince her to be my PR agent, but she's not taking clients. But one day, right?
But yeah, look. As soon as I graduate, I got you. It's. I only can take a certain amount of clients, But I came on here because one, I love watching. I'm usually just a viewer, and then I'll comment every so often. But I didn't get a chance to watch everything. I came in at the end, but I saw it said Porsha versus everybody, and I just feel so bad. Miss Porsha is not getting, I guess, a lot of viewers, respect or love, especially for the things that she did. And I'm talking about in real life, not even just on the show. Miss Porsha was out dang near every day with us college students, marching in Atlanta. Really,
you got behind
really.
the scenes tea.
You said what?
You got behind the scenes tea.
I mean, I wouldn't even say it's tea because this is, in her years, and then even as she's gotten her platform, from when I went to the Million Man March with them all the way to just seeing how she is, outside of the show. I just feel like, I don't know, especially this season with all that Bolo stuff, I just feel like people cared about that more versus actually looking at what she was trying to do with her platform.
Right.
So yeah, it sucks. I guess people do care about certain things a little bit more. Look, my friends are blowing me up. They're like, "Is this you on Bingeworthy?" I'm crying. Do you hear the D's?
I hear him. But I understand. I appreciate you saying that, especially since you have kind of seen her firsthand. That's the thing about me, and I always try to remind people, don't get too caught up in the storylines or the moments from each season, because I think that more than anything, we have to always create a space for them to do better. The reason I watch is because I like them in the moment, and I like seeing the growth, and I like the idea of what they can bring in the future. So when we get to the point to where we put them in a box and it's okay, Porsha made this horrible moment, viral about Underground Railroad. So for eternity, we're going to just see her as a dumb blind. Is just ridiculous. To me, it makes her storyline even more compelling to see her say, hey, I've had this moment. I didn't let it define me. And this is an opportunity for me to change that story and change that narrative and really give myself to this greater cause. And
I agree. Yeah, 100%.
I'm allowing her to do it. I'm extremely proud of her. I've talked to her about it, and I just think that I'm clapping for her, and I refuse to participate in any videos or stories or whatever that says otherwise, because at the end of the day, I've not done that, what she's doing. Kenya hasn't done it. Kandi hasn't done it. Cynthia hasn't done it. Nobody's done it. So
I don't want to really make it seem like the other ladies didn't either, because everyone utilizes their platform differently.
Right.
I was watching like you talk with I think Michelle and a few other people about how I guess behind the scenes each lady tried to go to like Bravo and like utilize their voice. I think Miss Kandi spoke up about like CAU students. You're not going to CAU students, you know, having more opportunity with like NBC and you know, their shows and whatnot. And I just feel like, you know, that's a way to utilize your voice. But I would definitely say just in the flesh, Miss Porsha definitely being a celebrity, and not, I would say a good amount of those Atlanta, you know, celebrities didn't necessarily find their way out in the marches with us. If they were like disguised, not necessarily wanting to utilize their platform in the actual physical, just because there's so much that goes into all of that, you know, when you're out there with people.
Yeah, and let me clarify what I meant by that is since I haven't done it, I can't say like, oh, she's not worthy of it. Like at the end of the day, she's doing something that's she's been more brave than me, you know, and
A
for
lot
that
of us.
reason, yeah. So for me, it's
Yeah.
kind of like all I'm in is in awe. Like, wow, she really did this thing, and like, you know, I should do more. And even seeing her doing it, you know, makes me want to do more in my own way. So that's what I meant by it.
Yeah. And I think it honestly, and that's where I really was like, dang, I just don't feel like I feel like it was such a distracting thing this season. And I feel like the producers definitely, you know, they had to go with what, you know, people want to see. I guess Bolo was just a hot topic or whatever the case may be. But I definitely feel like it overshined a lot of the things that she did, and then the things that the conversation that really needed to be had, because her story really does inspire a lot of people. If you want to go back to the railroad, you know, conversation, let's be real. Black history isn't taught in schools the way it should be. And we laughed and giggled, but who knows how many other people related. It may not have been the, you know, railroad thing, but it could have been, you know, we only know our top 5 people who assisted, you know, slavery, you know, revolution during that time. But it's also like, I mean, you know, Black history, I learned more about my Black history when I, you know, went to an HBCU. And it's just unfortunate that like history isn't taught in schools the way it should be. So, I mean, not giving her, I mean, obviously everybody has their own, you know, you can read, you can figure out different things, you can talk to your family, but her story is definitely inspirational. And I hope that people leave whatever this season ends up being, I guess, after the reunion, to realize they said Black history is always taught in school. Well, so it just depends what school you went to, I guess, because here in Georgia, I went to school.
Yeah, it depends on the school, and it depends on what that teacher's personal conviction is, you know?
Yeah, but I hope after this season, all in all, regardless of how, I guess, the Bolo conversations and how people look at Miss Porsha, they really truly see that she truly has changed. Like, everybody's not perfect. We all have our, you know, our things. But I mean, she has changed. She has grown into a very phenomenal woman. And I will say, out of all the ladies on the show, currently that I have met, Miss Porsha has been the same in every single situation, whether that is in a business situation, in a, you know, relaxing place where no one's around, whether that is, you know, marching through the street. She's literally always the same person. On TV, she's the same person. She doesn't like give you these weird, unauthentic versions of herself in different situations. She's always herself. And so that's someone I'll always respect for that reason. But yeah, I'm off my what is it? Thank you for coming to my TED Talk or inviting me to the TED Talk.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, and I definitely support you and appreciate what you do, and I stand. So I'm happy to be able to talk to you.
Y'all like Bingeworthy's videos, subscribe. Look at me. I absolutely love you. Okay, I'm gonna go.
All right. Talk to you later.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay, y'all, we are going over our allotted time, but we have so many more calls in the queue, and I want to get to everybody. So Let me know if you guys are still enjoying this stream with purple hearts, or if you want me to shut up. Go ahead and super chat me $50 so I can go. I'm just playing. But let me know if you guys are still enjoying this video. If you haven't liked this video already, please like this video right now and flood me with some purple hearts. And I'm going to go ahead and take a couple more calls. Hello?
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
I'm screaming. So, you said Brandy was just on there. I'm dead.
Uh-oh.
She popped
sorry.
so fast. Wait.
Right. You had my computer is doing some weird thing, so it took you out, but I added you right back.
Oh, wait, where'd I get left off at?
After you mentioned Brandy.
Oh no, I was dead. It was just funny. I popped up in here and she was there. I was like, oh my gosh. I texted her, I was like, girl, literally 1 second. Me and her were just on the phone like a couple hours ago. Then all of a sudden she's up on here. I was like, this is so funny. No, but I was gonna say I watched the reunion last night, and that reunion was something. Let's just say that it was something. I don't even know how to explain.
Don't pull a Oprah, because Oprah told me, well, she told us when she says, "Oh, that was something," it's because she don't have nothing nice to say. So is that?
You know what I do got nice to say though?
What?
Latoya at the end of the reunion had me screaming. I let out an audible gasp and scream when she said, girl, you were wearing them costumes. And she said it was a nightmare every day. And the thing about Latoya, I'm sorry, I'm about to defend her because I know a lot of people don't like Latoya on the show. But let me say something. This girl is herself. We got to at least admit that's her. That's Latoya. Like, right? And as a YouTuber going on to Housewives and stuff like that, it was very funny to see her be herself. I think she is just so silly. But I just why does Drew hate on her so much? That's my thing.
I think Drew, for some reason, I think Drew got this memo that said, hey, like, this is the person you're up against. So I feel like it was more of a personal, like, one of y'all get a peach and you got to earn it. So I feel like that wasn't even about us.
Latoya better get her peach. That's what I said. I think she needs to get her peach after that. After that reunion, I don't know what it's gonna look like.
I think she would have got it if Adam would have been on board.
Wait, Adam was the person she was with?
Adam, her husband or ex-husband or whatever.
The one that she was having a situationship with?
No, like the father of her kids. I feel like that's the storyline people kind of would have been on board with.
Yeah, but the thing is, it got added anyway. You might as well get a check. Imagine getting dragged in it anyway. You might as well get a check now because they're talking about your marriage anyway.
Right, that's the weird thing because it's like you're trying to prove a point. Now you over here on Tasha K, YouTube, and you on your YouTube talking about it from the outside when you could have just been on the show.
I know, it's very interesting though because I've never seen a YouTuber be a part of the Housewives franchise like that. So that was definitely very interesting to see. For
us YouTubers, it was just like we made it. We made it
on the Housewives. We made it on the Housewives. No, I just feel like it was interesting. What I don't like, as I think this is true as well, is I feel like Porsha, I just think Porsha has grown so much. I've seen it too. And just I feel like even when people come for her, I think she's one of those type of people that can just kind of let things go. I don't know if you've noticed that. Even with other reunions, I noticed people will come for her and she'll still be kind of gracious and still be whatever, girl.
I didn't notice it when she mopped the floor with Kenya.
Oh my gosh, that was, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was kind of funny when Kenya set herself up with the Drew thing because she was like, I ain't changing it. And then everybody was like, that's messed up. And she was like, I'm sorry. Girl, you better stand by you better pick one. You can't do both.
Right. Absolutely.
She kind of got dragged. I've never seen her get dragged like that at the reunion like that other than season 6. Literally.
Right. I feel like we're past due for a cute. If it's not a dragging, we're past due for a wig shift though. Come on now, y'all.
Yeah. I just don't know what's gonna happen on the reunion, to be honest, because I don't know if you heard, I've been reading the blogs and stuff. I'm a Housewives fan. I'm sorry. I moved to Atlanta, and half the reason I moved was for the Housewives. I'm just kidding. I don't know. No, I'm like, I grew up with this since I was like in middle school. I was in 8th grade watching the show. So I feel like, I don't know if it's true, but I heard they're going to be bringing up the dungeon stuff from, 2017.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We saw a clip of that, so we know it's true. I just don't know how much they're going to get into it. But I have to say, I did notice in part 1 they brought up Apollo slash Phaedra, so I feel like there's hope for the Queen to make her return.
Do you think she's going to come back?
I hope so. I am close to Kandi, and I know that she was really hurt by what happened. But I'm hoping that Candy's passion for the show will override her own feelings, because the show, we're in trouble, And I just feel like if it's a potential card that could save the show, she needs to do it. Or if she's not capable of doing it, she needs to take a break, because fans need that moment. So take a year off or two to let us have that moment. But it's not fair for us to not have that moment.
I don't know.
You disagree?
I disagree, because I feel like once you make some accusations like that about somebody, I know it's for TV. I know
they weren't that. Okay, well, I can't say what I want to say. I feel like, they were bad accusations. I get that. The reality is we immediately found out that they weren't true. Number 2, for every year since, Bravo has given Kandi more and more and more to make up for it. And it's to the point where the freaking theme of the reunion is that same rumor. So I think we're
that's
healed.
What I thought was interesting is that they made that the theme, that rumor. That's why it's like that you can't not talk about it. But just to be clear, Kandi is my favorite out of all the Housewives, so I'm gonna be a little biased, but I feel like she is my favorite because I like that.
Shouldn't you want Kandi to have her ultimate moment of like facing her biggest thing and like moving past it and like having a storyline? Like, shouldn't you want that for her?
I can see what you mean. It would be entertaining, but at the same time, I feel like
it would be good for both of them.
Look, I don't know about
See, you scared for her.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I can see them bringing her back. I just don't. But I can see it, but I can't see it at the same time. I just don't know. I just feel like it would be so crazy to see. I don't know. It
would be so iconic. It would be so iconic to me.
It would be a lot of drama, that's for sure.
Well, I appreciate you.
Kind of drama I want. Like, I want drama, but I think that's a little too much.
I feel like they can squash that. I was about to say they can squash that shit. They can squash it in like an episode or two. I'm not saying that I need it to be the whole like season, but I feel like it's one of those things that can be brought up. It's like, oh, I heard Phaedra back, Cynthia, whatever. And it's like, oh, like maybe Cynthia or Kenya has her talk to Phaedra or whatever. Have the conversation. She can choose to have the conversation or not have it. But like, I want that tension for Kandi. I want that storyline for Kandi. I want Kandi to redeem herself, because people have been saying ever since that Kandi's boring. And I don't believe that about Kandi. So I believe this is the perfect opportunity.
I don't think Kandi's boring at all. I feel like she brings like the nice balance in the show, because there's a lot of drama, but she, like, it's a dynamic. You know how we all have a friend group? There's always going to be some people a little more extra, like the Kenyas. And there's always going to be some people like the Kandis that are just more.
But if you look at the ratings, we're not craving balance. We're craving storyline. The ratings are saying that balance is not what we're requesting.
Where do you think she would even fit on the new season though? Like not new season,
Phaedra?
like with like, okay, so if you had to say who stay, who's goes, let's say you were Andy Cohen and you had to choose who's coming back next season, who's not, and let's say you were gonna add Phaedra back in there, what would the dynamic look like? Who's going, who's staying, and what do you think would happen?
Well, give me a second while I upload this photo.
Okay.
1 second. Hold on. Dang, it's not gonna be in here. Hold on. But basically, let me see. Okay, so I made this edit the other week. I'll upload this photo. It's uploaded. Okay. So here is the cast that I think we need. I think it should be Marlo, Kandi, Kenya, Porsha, Phaedra, and Drew. I think that's the future of season 14 and what we need. And you're forcing me to talk about a video that I'm working on.
Girl, I know you ain't kick my girl Latoya off.
I mean, Latoya can stay a friend of the show or possibly, you know, have a seventh peach. But in terms of like core people who can truly fix the issue with Housewives is I feel like enough fans want Phaedra back, and then enough fans have always wanted Marlo to have a peach. I feel
Marlo
like
needs a peach. I'm sorry. I want Marlo to get her peach. I feel like I love Marlo too. I just think I don't know, just something about her energy. She just has a really good, wholesome energy. I know, like, you know, people think she's messy and she can be funny and be messy, but at the same time, everyone throws shade in the show. And I just feel like she has evolved so much with the show that I just feel like she's basically the show at this point. Like, she's been there from the jump, pretty much.
And then on the left, can't you see this alliance? On the left, you got Marlo, you got Kenya, you got Kandi, and they're like, "Oh, bitch, Phaedra back? What? I ain't filming with that bitch." Da, 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 da. Like, and then on the right, you got Porsha, you got Phaedra, you got Drew. They're kind of like being more kind of like.
But who's gonna even be with Phaedra? Ain't nobody gonna be with her because even Porsha ain't gonna be with her. So who? Drew maybe? Is it gonna be Drew and Phaedra?
The thing that you're not understanding is Porsha will do whatever Porsha needs to do to make sure Porsha has a peach. So if they say we're bringing back Phaedra, he's gonna be like, "Oh hey, freaking frack, United, and then Drew will do whatever it takes to like be in Portia's good grace. So we got two strong, iconic alliances, and I'm gonna just leave it alone.
I mean, that would definitely be a season. Let's just say that. That would be a season. So you know what? I ain't commenting on it no more, but I'm gonna say that would be a season. I can see why. I can see the appeal. I can see why people would love to see it. I don't know how that play out, but it would be interesting. I'm not gonna lie there. It would be interesting.
I think so too. Well, thanks for calling. I want to finish up these calls, and I'll see you in the chat. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right, y'all had me spilling some tea. Let me see what y'all's talking about in the comments, because y'all might be throwing tomatoes at me. Mina says, Drew is thirsty. Sanitra says, I agree, but drop Drew. Okay. Starkeisha says, that's right. Oh, okay, so y'all are agreeing with me. We good on Latoya. Right. Like, we don't really need no Toyotas. We like Teslas are better over here. Michelle says that's one housewife too many. Jazzy Bell says she just speaking to everybody but me. Hey, Jazzy Bell. Hey. All right, let me take some more calls. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm doing well. What do you have to say about these theories? I've talked about so much now. You can talk about anything.
I know. I'm like, I came late to the party. I was working, so I'm like, let me see. Did you guys talk about All Stars, right?
Yeah, we talked about All Stars. At first, I felt like the cast was questionable, but then after we thought about it, I feel like there's not really any weak links. So it may be a cast.
You know what? My whole thing is like anywhere Kenya's going to be mixed in with these older white ladies is going to be an issue, I think. And I feel like, I don't know, they all have enough of a little bit of a fit. The only one that's weird is Cynthia. Like, she kind of just threw it off because I'm like, she doesn't even bring, energy. I don't know, period. But I was talking about the cast. I think the cast for next season, we really just need to go back to like the dream team, which was like, Kenya, Nene, Sheree, Phaedra.
Let me stop you right there. Why do y'all keep saying Nene when Nene says, hey, this network has done me horribly. I'm over it. I want nothing to do with this network. Let me go.
That's true. That's true.
Y'all are asking for her to be miserable. That's not love.
No. You know, you're right. That was a Freudian slip. That was a Freudian slip. I didn't even mean to put her in there. I mean, I think she's an alternate. Like, she can swing back in a couple of seasons if she, you know, when her checks stop coming in.
Let me say this. At any moment where Nene says, hey, I want to be on Housewives of Atlanta, JustinDiego, always feels like I don't care if they're in their last week of filming, they should always let Nene come back home. You know, so I will never not want Nene. I just made the decision kind of like, okay, well, I know if I've ever been kind of in a situation where I'm uncomfortable and maybe people don't know the full story, probably the most triggering thing would be for people to continue to want me to stay in that place.
Yeah. So. Well, you know what? And then like people are talking about bringing Phaedra back, which I understand, but I also don't think she should come back without Kandi. It doesn't make, I really don't want to see, because now we know Phaedra's phony, like the cat's out of the bag. So now I want to see her deal with the real aftermath of what she started. And if Kandi's not there, then I'm just, well, what is it? It's just her and Drew being fake about Jesus. Like, it doesn't make sense. So I'm like, what are we really going to do?
The shade. So are you open to this? Okay. You know, here's the scenario. So the premiere of season 14 is, so probably Marlo comes over to Kandi house. Kenya comes up late and it's just like, hey, bitch, da, 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 da. Like, oh, boom, boom, boom. Something we've never really seen. Then you got Porsha and Drew hanging out. Hey, girl, da, 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 da. Phaedra come over and it's just like, Portia's like, hey, girl, I want you to meet somebody. Then it's Phaedra and it's like, oh my God, fans go crazy. Then you know, Marlo probably says something like, oh, have you seen Portia's been hanging out with Phaedra again? What? Da, 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 da. So the first group scene is everybody going down to Blaze, and then either Kandi kicks Phaedra out or Kandi doesn't show. That's the premiere for me. So Kandi can either say, I'm not going to film with Phaedra, and that be her exit. Or she can like face it and ignore this girl. And like either way, I want to watch.
See, I'm with you, but I think I'm gonna rearrange that just a little bit.
Okay.
I think Drew hosts a revival ceremony at church. Says, I need everybody at church with me. We need to pray for our sins and how we messed up last season. And then she says, there's a girl in my congregation that I think we all need to forget. And then she brings Phaedra, and then Kandi's at church. So she's like, can't turn up at church. But then she does. She's like, and then it's extra, you know. I'm like, let's produce this. Hold on.
So y'all are listening. That was actually my idea. Got it on Instagram.
I'm serious though, but like, yeah, Phaedra can come back, but only if Kandi stays, because it's pointless if not. And I also think the problem with Atlanta is they're all celeb. Like most of them have some level of celebrity, whether you hate them or not. They're all pretty famous. So it's like they're acting that way. Whereas you look at the Orange County show and like some of the other ones, they're not really famous. They have like their one or twos, their Vickies or whatever, but they're not, you know, they don't each have their own thing going on. So it's really, I think it's too many egos, and either they get the original cast that we all loved, which was like that season 6, 7, 8, you know, type of era, or they get rid of all of them and just go for some real nutballs like Nene and Kim were back in the day, who don't really have anything actually going on, but think they do. You know, you need, because I miss that delusion. They're not delusional anymore. They're all like they all have a glam team. They all have money. But back in the day, it was bad wigs and like, you know, parties held in strip malls. Like, I mean, they still kind of do that, but they were broker back then. So I really feel like we need to.
Okay, you have some really good ideas. I was actually working on a video for like my Dreamcast for season 14. So I'm gonna have to add your little theory to my little video. I'll give you credit. Don't worry.
Yes, we love credit. All right. It was good talking to you.
All right. Nice talking to you. I'll see you in the chat.
See ya.
Dang, I'm gagged. I started off talking about the reunion. Now we got a solid game plan for Real Housewives of Atlanta season 14. Like, whoa. All right, we have a couple more calls, so I want to go ahead and get to all of these calls, and then I'm going to head out and start working on my proposal for Bravo. Hello? Hello? Caller, can you hear me? I see that it says your mic was unmuted or muted. You may have to give access to your microphone on your phone or your computer. I'm going to try some more calls and I'll be back to you. Hello?
Hi, Justin.
Hi, how are you?
I am good. This is my first time. Wow. And I love your show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you. And I agree with your lineup.
You really do?
Yes. Oh my God.
It's
I'm
a
like,
good one, right?
I really looked at it, and then the way you explained it, I'm like, this would really, really increase the ratings, and Bravo needs to pay you for that. Yeah, that's really good. Really, really good.
The show is doing so bad, they can have it for free. Because
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Excellent lineup. I love it. But Marlo on the end, I think she would be indecisive when it comes to which team she would be on. I think she would start
Oh.
off with the team that you said, but her and Kenya, I don't know. I don't know, and I think she would really be indecisive. But this is an excellent lineup. Yeah.
I agree. And can we talk about this edit though? This edit is so smooth. It looks so official.
Yes, it's beautiful. Yes. Yes. And I also agree with your statement about Nene. I truly believe she's turned the corner now. And I'm so happy for her. And I think she should just move forward and not backwards. But I do believe if she ever wants to return, like you said, even the last week, they would allow her to come back home. So I agree with everything that you're saying. And there's one other thing I wanted to say. Porsha, when Porsha made the comment about the Underground Railroad, and you also stated, well, it depends on that teacher. Okay, so I am a teacher. In fact, I'm Teacher of the Year this year.
Period.
And
of the year, get to call into Bingeworthy.
thank you. And because of the standards, each state, all the states, we have certain standards, the teachers that we have to teach. And to the students, we're required to teach those by law. Most of the states, we don't have Black history. So do I teach Black history in my class? Yes, I do, especially when I have students that look like me. So I am teaching the standards that I'm required to teach by law to my students, but I also add another layer of Black history to let my students know, hey, look what this is what we've done. This is history. You can do this. We're unlimited. There's no limits on us.
So you agree with what I said about it being based on the conviction of the teacher too, to a certain extent.
Yeah, yes, definitely. Yes, 100%. Because again, we have to teach by law what we're supposed to teach as teachers, but also the conviction you're talking about, we can add that layer. Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying that, because I think that's really important. And I think I'm lucky because I went to two different schools. One of my schools was really great. And then the other one was like, we're a brand new school and we just hiring people just because.
Yeah.
So I saw the difference from passionate teachers who they taught my older siblings, and some of them had been there long enough to, or at least the principal, I think, had been at the school for my parents. So it's just that's different, and those teachers tend to kind of care a little bit more. So if you're Teacher of the Year, I'm positive you're that for a reason.
Thank you. And then also with the Black Lives Matter with George Floyd, when he, what happened with him. My students, fourth graders, they came in, Miss Brown, and they wanted to talk about it. So I had to talk about it with them.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I talked about it with them. I was their third grade teacher and their fourth grade teacher. My parents knew me, and that this is a part of our history. So when my students, when they started the discussion about it, yes, I joined in with the discussion as well.
Okay, well, thank you so
Yeah.
much for doing
Thank
that.
you. You're welcome.
And thank you for sharing that perspective. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. I love what you're doing. I
Um,
really do.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, take care.
You too. I'll see you in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
All right, y'all. So I'm almost at the end of this stream. I'm going to take just a couple more callers. And then we'll go ahead and get out of here because I see a lot of y'all dipping out without liking this video. So let me take a couple more. Hello?
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm doing good. Man, Bingeworthy, that show is over, man. Flush it down the toilet. I don't think there's no way you can save it. It's over.
You don't like Housewives of Atlanta?
No, I like it, but I think they need to bring back the OGs, man, because what's going on now, the storylines are so boring. Like, the whole Bolo thing is dried out. They need to figure it out and we're at Bravo and make it better.
Right. Yeah, I hope so too, because it's just going too left. Like it's not even the same show anymore.
No, and that's what I'm saying. I'm a huge Atlanta Housewives fan from the beginning, and to see where it came to now is like, what's really happening? Like, what's going on?
Right. So, what did you think about the reunion? Did you watch it?
Yes, I watched the reunion, and the reunion was okay, but it didn't have that spunk like when it used to have when you had Phaedrus Reeds there before. Like, it wasn't the same. It just wasn't. It didn't jump like how it used to. It was just very dry, boring. It's not the same. It's not the same. Like, I don't feel it anymore like how I used to, the show.
Right. I understand, it's been interesting for me because I started talking about Housewives at the height of, I guess, the fandom. So it's been interesting kind of watching it change over the last few years. But this year has been the hardest to talk about it. And it's been the hardest to watch because I'm seeing the fans care so little. So I'm doing everything I can to try to still care. But I
you're
agree.
doing a good job. You're doing a good job. You're still keeping us interested. We're still watching Bingeworthy for life.
Yeah, I just got to figure out a way to deal with the show that's not as favorable anymore. Like when I first started talking about Housewives, it's because it was so favorable. So how do you talk about a show that people love when they don't love it anymore?
You hit the nail on the head. I used to love that show, and then to see where it came now, and I was a huge fan of the show, and to see where they went to now, I was like, oh, it hurt my heart. It hurt my heart.
Right.
Now I do want to say this. I think Sheree, if she comes back, I think her storyline might save the show.
Really, Sheree?
Yes, because her boyfriend recently just came out of prison, and I think that if they use that storyline, it might make it interesting.
But you remember we had that storyline when he was in prison,
Yes, but now he finally came home.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like if he comes home, it might give the show a little bit of a spunk.
Okay. Well, I'll bump her up to friends of the show status. I don't know about full blown peach.
Oh, can I say one more thing, Bingeworthy?
Yeah.
How come they never gave Marlo a peach after all those years being on the show? I think she deserves one. I'm a fan of Marlo.
Yeah, we don't know for sure why, but it's something that I know Bravo knows that fans have wanted for a while. And for some reason, they've not made the decision to make it happen. But I think recently Andy talked about it, and he said that there's still conversations about it to this day. So it may be something that happens in the future, or it may be something to where they just feel like it just doesn't make sense. But what I will say is this season, and I think last season, we've seen more Marlo, and Marlo has had more of an influence on this show than ever before. So I think that that's growth.
Do you know that actually, like, us fans actually tune in just to watch Marlo? Like, I actually tune in just to watch Marlo to see what she's doing.
I'm sure there are a lot of people who do that.
And that's what I'm saying. I think that, this might be me, but do you think it's because she's associated to Nene is the reason why you never gave her a peach?
No, I think that housewives do this thing where they don't necessarily want to give as much as it takes for a peach. For instance, Shamari, her husband refuses to film. So same with Tanya Sam, her fiance refuses to film. So it's kind of like, this is what we want from you, make it happen. And they can't make it happen, but they're interesting enough to still kind of film on their own. So they get those friends of the show roles. So
can I ask one more question?
Okay.
Do you think that if Phaedra comes back, that Kandi will continue to still film on the show? Because of the history of what happened?
I think there's a risk that we will lose Kandi, but for me, I think is a risk that I'm willing to take. I hope that Kandi would get over her. I hate to say get over herself, but I would hope that she could kind of get over herself, for lack of better words, and do what's better for the show. Or if she needs to have a gag order to where it's like, okay, if she come back, we can't talk about it. That's fine too. But I don't think that the show is in a condition to where it makes sense to where there's this ultimatum anymore. And the reality is Kandi is the queen of this season, and she sat all the way on the end, and we didn't really hear much from her, but she's the highest paid of this season. So if her being the queen of the season wasn't enough to kind of make this season binge-worthy, then should we really do what it takes to keep her?
That's crazy. They consider Kandi the queen. I always still feel like, because I'm Team Kenya, so don't get mad at me in the comments, but I'm Team Kenya for life. I love you too.
And the only reason I say queen is in terms of highest paid.
Oh yeah,
so
she's definitely hot.
You can't be paying somebody the most and like getting a Cynthia storyline from them. And to be clear, I love Kandi and I think that she's great for the show, but I also think that it's time for us to explore what Phaedra could bring.
You don't think Kandi's boring?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I think that she is so dried up. Like, she is so boring. The only thing that kept me interested with Kandi was Mama Joyce. That's the reason why I tuned in for Kandi, is from Mama Joyce.
Well, I appreciate you calling in. I want to get through the rest of these calls before YouTube kicks me off. But thanks for calling and chatting.
I'm a huge supporter. I love your show.
Thank you so much. I'll see you in the chat.
Yes.
Hello, Miss ATLian Brown with the $249.99 super chat. How are you?
Oh, I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Listen, Nene will always be the queen. You better get it straight with these people. They don't know.
Right.
We team Lanithia now.
Right.
But Justin, I didn't miss the whole video except for the calls. I was asleep. Now I just woke up, so now I'm crunk. Let's go for cocktails.
Girl, I know the people who've been here since the beginning. They can tell I've been having several cocktails.
See, I need to be on what you want, honey, because I just wasn't ready. I need something to get me inspired to talk about this dry ass show.
You know what, Michelle? Initially, when we talked earlier, I was like, oh my God, like I'm gonna go downstairs and force myself to watch it. When I watched it, I actually had some authentic laughs. It was actually okay.
Okay, well, I only watched the first 20 minutes. Maybe I need to watch the rest of it then.
Yeah, it wasn't the best. I gave it a 7 out of 10 just because I added in some extra points for like the looks. But it wasn't the worst reunion, and then the way they ended it, it's like, okay, well, there is some more good stuff that could possibly come.
Okay. But
So
I'm gonna drag all the adjacent stuff.
Right, whichever.
Like,
See,
look, like the Andy picture with Kandi and the comments about, Kandi asking all these questions about what they can do to make it better. It's like everybody knows that it wasn't the greatest reunion. You know what I'm saying? And not to say that it couldn't have been or that it wasn't entertaining, because I feel like, we're going to watch it anyway because, we're just loyal to the brand. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, on the outside looking in, like the season was so lackluster. It's like, why do we don't care about this Drew drama?
Right.
I don't know. This is just my opinion.
Yeah, I just had, because I watched it really quick before this stream, because I was just like, okay, like how I'm gonna go here pretending I watched the reunion and I ain't watched nothing but the clips. So, and I skipped over stuff. I'll be honest. I skipped over Drew stuff, and I skipped over stuff that I feel like I kind of knew where they were going. But I did have some genuine laughs. So yeah.
Okay, well, I might cut him a little break or something. I might cut him a little break. I think I'm gonna go live tonight, but then I was just ready to go live, and then I, logged into YouTube and saw you live. I'm like, ooh, I got a break now, honey.
Yeah, it's been fun. I didn't know that this many people would have like cared about like me going live about this. So I had fun. And yeah. They making me go next week. I don't know if I'm gonna make any promises.
I think you should. I think it'd be epic if you do it like right after the reunion, or
But I ain't one of those people that get the episodes, and I'm on the West Coast, so it's hard.
That's right. I keep forgetting about that. Oh well, never mind. I scratched that. But yeah, I certainly appreciate everything you do, and I was ready to watch your video. Then I got like sucked into these calls. Trying to listen to y'all.
Somebody said, "Why don't I like going live?" It's because I feel like my gift is to be able to tell a really good story with my sound effects, my music, and all of this stuff.
And the editing is
so editing is my number one gift. So to not be able to do that is like, I don't want to say something I shouldn't say. Right. And then it's kind of like I have no control. So it's probably a control thing.
And see, me, I'm on the other hand, I don't edit. It's like I just say what I'm gonna say and just upload and be done with it. So yeah. So it's just two different talents, but your talent is, up there. Nobody can touch it. So
thank you. Well, since I got you on the line, what did you think about which one of these topics do I want to talk about with you? The tweet. Well, no, because you team Nene, so you automatically gonna be against Kenya.
I'm not gonna be against anybody. What?
So those tweets that Drew was crying about, were they that bad?
I think when it gets to a point where you bring somebody's child into it, yes, I do. And I think the alliance has already decided that they don't like Drew, so they are all together, like, and putting out this narrative that Drew is wrong. So if you notice, Kandi trying to make it seem like Drew is a crybaby, Drew is a liar. Then you got Kenya calling her out for the old daddy stuff, and it's like, why are y'all beating up on this girl over something that ain't got nothing to do with you? So if Drew had did the same thing and said something about Brooklyn, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Team 12 would have made her quit Twitter.
I don't know. I just feel, I don't know. Maybe I'm delusional.
Because somebody said, that's why your baby daddy wants, that's why Brooklyn is a blur this year, whatever. Like, it's almost like leave the kid. What the kids got to do with this?
Yeah.
Talk about me. Drag, what my relationship, whatever. But even though,
But for her to say, like, I was so hurt and I can't believe you would do so, it's like, okay.
Yes, because this sport, look, you know how I am. I'm gonna pull the black woman card every single time. And for me, I'm on Drew's side, and I don't even like Drew like that. Simply because the same way Porsha was saying, it's that narrative that they try to paint. It's almost like Kenya is up here, trying to paint this baby daddy situation to be bigger than what it is. Your baby daddy just got out of prison. And as a black woman, you don't want to put those stereotypical images on TV and tap dancing in front of Andy like that. And Andy sitting there all giddy, just, happy about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me. You know how I am.
I just felt like it was Drew reaching for a moment, and it's just like I understand.
And that could have been some of it too.
Like if Kenya has said, "Oh, your child, looks dumb or needed his daddy or something," that's one thing. But saying that it was awkward to watch that and like let the kid be a kid, to me, that's.
But okay, it was awkward to watch that, and that's from us
Exactly.
on the outside looking in. But that ain't for Kenya to say, in my opinion, because it's a part of that, huh?
Well, I guess when you retweet stuff, you're saying it.
You're saying it, right? And it just wasn't her place to say it. So that's But Kenya's messy, and she gonna do what she wants to do. If somebody had did the same exact thing and it was about Mark or something, it would have been World War III.
Right. Well, they're throwing tomatoes at me, so I guess I'll let it go.
No, I don't want to change your mind now. Definitely.
No. My mind isn't changed. It's just kind of like, okay, well, I will just accept that, I don't mind hearing other people's opinion, but it's just kind of like, okay, well, if people feel a different way, I just want to genuinely understand why.
Yeah.
Because to me, like, if I would have used that tweet, I wouldn't have seen it as the way that everybody's seeing it. I just see it as, oh, this is how I felt. Like, that's awkward to watch, girl. Like, why are you doing this? My thing is, no, never mind.
I agree. I agree. I believe
I wouldn't put my child through that for the camera.
But listen, Kandi did the same thing with Riley and Block, but no one's making that parallel.
Right. Lakeisha
Kandi
said
had Riley on there trying to get to know her daddy. Remember when Block wouldn't show up and Kandi had to call him on the phone, and when Riley like 15, 14 around that time. So it's
to my point, I feel like Riley was much older. This kid looked like he like 5 years old.
Well, the younger the better, maybe. I mean, look, I'm just saying.
For the show, though, Michelle, like nobody asked her for that. Riley had been on the show for all those years, but Riley had been on the show for so many years, so it's just like people were wondering what's the daddy situation.
But it's the same thing, though. That's all I'm saying. And so don't say one is worse than the other, and one is cringy worse than the other. And Kandi even did it when Riley was 20-something, getting ready to go out to college. Talk about some child support, and you got 15 gazillion businesses and all of this stuff.
And her friend drug her on camera.
But my point is, you see what I'm saying? So Kandi is a hypocrite for even bringing it up too.
Right. I guess it's just one of those things to where Drew was like, okay, the people would feel this way, so let me bring it up for a moment. And that's the thing that's turning me off. Like, girl, you don't really care like that.
Yeah. But Drew, you got to give Drew somewhat of a pass because this is her first season, and she's just trying to throw something at the screen and see what sticks.
Right. But she's doing so much to where now the camera lens is dirty.
Yeah, but she don't know that. She don't know no better right now. This reality TV. This not scripted. So
Princess AG talking about UFO.
Right. Look, just like how Sheree, remember when Sheree tried to pull that single mama card and Bob wasn't paying and what I'm gonna do, but
the ghetto.
Right, but then the real story was the kids was living with Bob at the time. Remember all that? Well, you might not remember all the stuff that was going on, but I do. So the thing is, I feel like all of these ladies do what they can do to pull at the heartstrings or make it relatable to the audience. So there's somebody out there in a situation like Drew, who's married with a kid, whose baby daddy, isn't, a part of the son's life, and blah, 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 blah. And, there's people that's going to relate to that.
Child.
And they saw how she handled it, and she did handle it well, even though the child didn't give a dang. But the child has to give a dang at some point, so at least she's trying.
I mean, let's just talk, because earlier we talked about trauma. And I think on the show, Drew said you need to be sensitive to future traumas that he have. Does she not understand? And I can speak because I've been in a similar situation. Like, to me, real life trauma is one thing, but then you're adding the layer of he has to do this thing in front of at least 3 cameras.
But I feel like but just like you said, I would rather do it when I'm young and don't know no better than when I'm 15 and 20 and know what the people saying online about me and my daddy.
Well, I'd rather do it when there ain't at least 3 cameras.
Okay.
Because I just feel like, I mean, because think about it. It's just like producers is like, oh, girl, what you want your storyline to be? You really telling me you came to these white folks and said, I want to do this? Like, you don't want to go to the set of the game and do a reunion for that show. You don't want to go talk about TLC. You was in that. You don't want to talk about your accolades. You want to talk about. Never mind.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but you gotta blame systemic racism and all that stuff too, because that's what they want to see from these black girls.
I might.
We want to see your baby daddy drama.
Do you really think I would?
I do.
Wow.
I do. Look, and I'm gonna take it all the way here. When Porsha did her little video when she was calling out the stuff in the text messages, and she said, Kenya needs to remember she is black. And you know how they was going back and forth about, the Black Lives Matter, and Kenya hadn't done anything. It's the same thing that Porsha, I feel like, was saying about these deleted scenes, of how she felt like it would be right for them to, as black people, to be sitting up there arguing about Black Lives Matter in front of a mixed audience. And it ended up being that's exactly what they doing on the reunion.
Right. That's true. And can we do, okay, so if we're going to talk about kids off limits, can we just do we obviously don't have no say, but I think production needs to make a rule, like, we're not going to do storylines about baby daddy drama on our black shows again and again and again.
I mean,
I'm not saying the kids shouldn't film, but if there's any sketchy storylines involving kids to where people shouldn't tweet and cast can't tweet or talk about it, it should be off the show. Because we don't want it either. Like, we don't want them talking about it negatively, but we also don't want it. Or do we?
I think we want what's authentic. I
don't watch no Housewives of Atlanta to see no baby daddy's drama with Cynthia, Kandi, Drew, Porsha. Damn.
They should have had Kim and her 3 baby daddies on it, but anyway. But yeah, but you see what I'm saying? They would never have done that to Kim.
Right.
We didn't know she had 3 baby daddies until, the Housewives adjacent reports started coming out about, her, 2 other baby daddies, and then she married Croy. Now she got 3 baby daddies and 8 kids and all that.
And I'm sure there's millions of people who think that that's all Croy's children.
Right, because Croy gave them all his last name, and now the narrative has changed, and nobody remembers that she had those 2 kids before she got with Croy.
What bothers me is the whole inspiration. To use the word inspiration is. Am I saying too much? Am I mic'd? I think I'm mic'd.
You might.
I'm mic'd. How is that inspirational? But I'm mic'd.
I mean, it's inspirational because there are a lot of mixed families out there. There are a lot of people who have to make those tough decisions and try to get, their children's fathers involved in their children's lives. There are a lot of people that do that. So I won't say inspirational. I would just say relatable. It's not
okay. Relatable is a better word, but Drew used inspiration.
Well, she mean that because I don't see it as being inspiring to have, So yeah, even Fallon and her 3 baby daddies, they gonna come on the show next season.
We just gotta, right. We just, child.
But that's what I mean. It's all stereotypical, and I almost feel like they hunt down these stereotypes for the show, and that's a whole nother can of paint.
Right.
Because if we're gonna talk about the queen, The queen had a real live relationship. I was like, she even talked about, Bryce's father back in the day, but she bring him on and all that stuff. But I just feel like, there are some authentic, actual relationships, and we like seeing those. We like seeing, back in the day, the husbands hanging out, just like they were airing season 9 Sunday before, the reunion aired. We like seeing Todd and Peter riding around talking to Apollo from jail, and all of that random stuff. We don't get that anymore. We don't get none of that. So shoot, it would be better if, like, Drew's baby daddy and her husband, hell, they looking like, what if we found out they was cousins? I don't know.
Right.
We want all of these random ass stories. We want some things that are organic. We don't have that anymore. We have all these play meetups, these, awkward exchanges, these awkward little dinners and all of this stuff, and we don't know where it's going and why.
I think the thing I appreciate about like Porsha, and after this live, people probably gonna think I'm a Porsha stan, but even with the way she's protecting PJ and Dennis, to me, that's what I want. Like, oh yeah, we're coping, we're figuring it out. We're figuring it out. Like, I'm not finna throw this man under the bus. I'm not finna make my daughter look stupid. We're a family. Those are the words and the conversations that I want to hear, and those things inspire me. Not.
And just like, look, remember now, and see, just like Kenya can't have her child on there, Porsha can and chooses not to. You never noticed that? Because when she did have her child on there, it's always going to be some people saying negative things about the kids, which is wrong. I feel like Porsha protects her daughter in that way by choosing not to put her in the forefront so early. Because remember, they was talking about her hair. They was even Kenya tried to throw shade at Pilar's hair and stuff like that. So I don't know. I feel like there's a shift. There's something. I don't know. I was just saying, as far as the kids are concerned, I appreciate Porsha for that. But, the whole organic situation with her and Dennis and kicking Dennis out, I do feel like she's, protecting him because, I still think they kicking it.
Right, because then Indy how many hot dogs have you had?
Right.
It's just like, why do you want so bad to make her look like she's worthless? She lost her man and he ain't nothing. Like, okay, y'all already got a little bit of that last season.
Yes. Like,
and
let's move on from the activist talk, and let's talk about the sex and all this other stuff. Like, I don't like that either.
yeah, it's just like you trying to bring it there, like, and then don't got to go there. Andy, girl.
So, yeah, I'm gonna always talk about that part of it, but I'm still a low key fan because I've been a fan forever. However, it's hard not to call out the obvious things that they do to our women over there.
Right. Claire Monte says, "Hey, Bingeworthy and Michelle, I agree about the hypocritical Kandi Drew parallel between Drew's son. Oh, by the way, Drew's son is 10, and Riley and Kandi discussed absentee father on her first season. Oh,
see,
mm-hmm.
And Drew and Riley was young back then.
Yeah, but don't you supposed to learn from the past mistakes?
But she's talked about it over and over again.
Yeah, that's true. And I don't like that for Kandi. To me, it lowers her brand, and it makes people worry about Riley when I don't know if they need to.
Yeah, but I feel like that was why Riley was so shy, and Riley was so, Riley didn't want to be in front of them cameras either. We could tell.
She still don't. Which is why I'm surprised she wants to be on the Watch What Happens Live. But hold on, we got another caller. Do you mind if I add them?
No, I don't mind.
Hello, Lakeisha Brown. Thanks for your super chats.
Oh, no problem.
How are you?
I'm great. So I hear you guys talking. I hear people saying it was dry, it was boring. I don't think it was dry and boring. I think they did what they had. They did the best with what they had. You had badass editing, excuse me for cursing, bad editing from the producers. As you hear Kandi speak on it, they cut a lot of stuff out. I have to go to Kandi. Listen, I'm not a fan of Kandi's, but she kind of bored a little bit, but I will go to her speak on it just to get, the little tidbits that were missed.
What a shame, right?
Right. So I was mad about that. I'm like, I don't ever listen to Kandi speak on it, but I had to go to just to get the little. I'm like, now I'm mad.
I'm offended that you have to go there to get.
Right. I'm offended.
I'm offended.
No, but the reason is why is it that Kandi gets to give you that?
Because the production.
Like Kandi, no, but she's forming a narrative. So basically now you got it from Kandi. She wants you to know that Drew is a liar. That She's telling you all these things.
But she was proven to be a liar because production actually had certain things. Like, okay, so Drew was like, no, me and my aunts, we were celebrating our family thing with Native American. Like everybody got Native American. We're all mixed. Everybody got Native American in them. Girls, stop it.
Say it again, Lakeisha. And that's
when they pulled the picture up, homegirl had hashtag Halloween party. Like, cut that out. Stop, Drew. Stop, Drew. I don't even dislike Drew, but I'm really. It may seem like I know I put a whole bunch of stuff, but Drew is dry. She's dry. She's reaching.
But you remember when Nene told Porsha, "You're not smart. You're not smart." Like that's what I was saying to Drew on the screen. Like, girl, you're not smart. Have you not looked at the RHOA hashtag to see that girls already have receipts? I just want to say publicly, I'm the one who sent Kenya the receipts for that, so that Kenny can reuse that ammo for the reunion. Like, girl,
listen,
we got.
You're right. You're right, Justin. You're right. Because they should have known Kenya was going to come prepared. Kenya's going to come for that ass. Do you understand? So, like, for you to be like, it was just stupid. They should have known. I'm being dead serious. I would have sat right there and I would have been quiet as hell. Like, well, I know I posted my sister. I ain't got nothing else. Like, I know I posted myself in this Indian garb, but I ain't got nothing else. I would have been the main one quiet over there, just like Cynthia all season.
Have your sister delete it at the very least. I'm sure to this day it's still live. Girl, are you dumb?
I can't. But I know people have been ragging on it, and I really think it's due to the pandemic, the filming, and production. I think it was okay. I don't think it was that bad. I mean, it's basically just as good as Kandi's bangs for the reunion. Okay, we're gonna deal with it. We're gonna eat it and deal with it.
See, we ain't going below the belt now, Lakeisha. We ain't going below the belt.
Yeah,
I mean, Dita Von Teese, like, I mean, it's come on now. It was the theme, but I mean, don't be literal. Nobody's literal with it. Come on, Kandi. We already did it 3 times during the season. We won't do it no more.
I think she was tricked because I did watch that little clip that she did when she was talking about it. And she said, I can't wait to see what the other girls come up with. So it's like she thought everybody was going to dress like her. It's like, girl, you got duped.
They did. They got her really good because she even said something about like Kenya was there when her and Dunn one was speaking about, the bolo. Cause I was like, Kandi, you talking about what stays in the dungeon, what goes on in the dungeon stays in the dungeon. But then we see the clip of her and Dunn one going in. But she said, Kenya was there, but it didn't matter.
And the executives actually be approving their dresses and stuff too. So they know what everybody's going to wear. So they knew that Kandi's outfit was going to be different than everybody else's.
Yeah. This was some shady production this year. They was some real, it wasn't Carlos King. It wasn't his type of shady, but it was shady. They were shady. They were sneaky shady.
Right.
Yeah. And who else do I want to talk about? Let me talk about somebody. Can I run down the line of my people?
Yeah, go ahead, girl, because I'm loading up the queue with this photo. I'm trying to upload this photo.
We got Cynthia. I love Cynthia. Cynthia got her good old married ding dong. Go ahead and do your thing, California, your Airbnb, your place out here at the lake. Go ahead and live your happy life. Pass it on. I love Cynthia. She's cheekbones. We got it. Okay, moving on. We got Drew. I mean, I think Porsha, somebody helped her out this season. They helped her out, because she came in with Big Frida with some leather pleather brown shorts and some moon boots. That's true. Come on, Drew. Everybody, you gotta. They were like, you gotta give her some room. It's her first year. No, your husband was wrong for letting you walk out the house like that.
Oh,
he knew better, but he was, but he wasn't caring because he was looking at that girl down in Tampa. That's what
He
he
just
said.
mad that he had to go to the reunion too. He would have rather went to Tampa.
Yes. And she was like, I have no reasons to believe my husband cheated. Yes, okay, unless it's a fake storyline.
It's fake.
Okay, well, see that now I'm mad again. Now I'm mad again. All right, so passing on from Drew. Who else? Porsha. I like Porsha. I'm team Porsha and team Kenya because I'm a person who actually likes the villains of the show because it makes the show. I wouldn't watch it if it wasn't, if there was not controversy. I really won't watch it. I'll just watch Netflix. But that Porsha was doing a great cause. I think, somebody told her to get behind this. I think she actually was genuine in a lot of it. But when Kenya said, well, when you were doing your PSA, you could have included all the ladies and you didn't include all of us. And Porsha went on her spiel to say, it was bigger than me. I had to put my selfishness aside and my pride aside, but you didn't. Just don't talk. Just stop it. I'll be like, listen, do they have a pause button? Mute they ass just like Zoom. Stop, Porsha. You can get yourself in trouble.
I have some evidence for people who watched the reunion and don't know the post that showed that Drew was a liar. Here's the post on the screen. Right now, we're just I wish it would show the date. This was like literally within the last like 3-4 months. Her sister posted this and said, me and my little sis Drew Sidora, she was Indian-ish, which is shade, and I was her, am annoying little sister. And then hashtag Halloween. This is not at no family gathering. So y'all were having a family spiritual retreat dressed up as people for fun.
Yeah.
It says LOL and hashtag Halloween. Drew is such a liar that is like really scary.
It is.
So like where she'll go. And my thing is, I'm not even mad at a little lie, but do your due diligence.
But
And like cover your tracks.
I'm not a team Drew person, but isn't she doing the same thing that Eva did her first season? Like,
and
they're new. They can't remember when they lied.
Eva, when she would throw the shade and then forget about it. Oh, who said that? Yeah, Eva, that Eva. That Eva. Who
Justin
said
doesn't know who that is.
I didn't say
he
that.
Forgot about her. We don't know her over here.
Oh, I know Eva, y'all. I know her. I know her. She's beautiful, but girl, if you're gonna throw that shade, don't be scared to confront somebody.
Not with those new teeth. The mic.
Who has new teeth?
Eve. Nobody.
Okay. Who did it? Dr. Headley?
We don't know who did them.
Lakeisha is a reader. Her last name Brown, just like you, Michelle. Is this your cousin?
It might have been Dr.
Well, I'm in Atlanta. I'm right here in Buckhead. Peach for life.
Yes, come on.
This might be your cousin.
Okay.
Could be. We Indian, girl.
Indian-ish.
Yeah, ish. Like, man, who else? Okay, Kandi, Lord help us all. I like Kandi. I do really like Kandi, but it's just it's the same old narrative over and over again. I need Mama Joyce to come in and say she gonna drag, somebody.
But why
down.
is it Kandi can't stand alone? Why you always need to have her family to come and help her?
Because she is she's just a mogul. I don't want to say she's dry and boring, but she's just like Cynthia. I like Cynthia. Oh, I don't know. Like, I feel bad about saying it. I don't feel bad about saying a lot of stuff, but they're just innocent bystanders, so I do feel bad about that.
I am dead.
Kandi, like, don't bring. I don't want to see Riley anymore. She don't know how to clean a toilet. She in New York. I don't want to see that. I don't see that storyline. I hope she gets her money from her dad. Run her books. Give the girl her money. And that's about. Oh, and Todd, like y'all know it. They out here sharing and
Child,
I'm not gonna go that deep. I'm not gonna go that deep because I'm not finna
Because we don't
allegedly. I'm
talk
not gonna
about
allegedly.
D-list over here. We don't talk about D-list celebs over here.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna do any allegedly, but yeah,
not
okay, we're
tired
gonna
of D-list. I thought, never mind.
No, I mean like if she gonna bring up the
The
yeah,
other.
allegations.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do allegedly. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But
But
Kandi, be
nobody
aware,
finds it
girl.
odd that Todd is in Vegas alone. Never mind. Go ahead.
Ooh,
Yeah.
see,
Mm.
but she'll
But
try to
it's
get me in
accepted.
trouble.
She said
Huh?
they have an open marriage. They do those things. It's not a
Okay.
problem. See, like Drew, she's like in denial if it happened or didn't happen. But Kandi knows if somebody come to her and be like, "Girl, I'm finna blackmail you for $1 million because I've been with your dude," she be like, "Oh, okay." And when you coming back, so we both can be with you.
Ooh,
Kandi knows, allegedly. Excuse me, allegedly. She
ooh,
would say that
Todd
allegedly.
said Daddy Daycare needed a break, honey. He needed to
Girl,
go. Daddy Daycare needed a vacation.
yeah.
Bingeworthy does not approve this message, but I allow people to express themselves here freely.
Who's the other? What's her name? Toya. I actually was like, I was like clutching my pearls with Toya for a little bit, but then I'm like, oh, this is not fake. This is real. This is just what she does. She just says whatever comes out her ass, and I'm kind of like that, but I'm a little bit more reserved. She just says whatever. But I mean, she called the thing out on what's our princess name? What's the girl name? Who grabbed the golf clubs and who's gonna beat her up with her African husband?
Shamia?
No, she was finna beat the at the Halloween party. Remember, she
Oh,
Oh,
went to her
Fallon.
house.
Fallon.
This is a Fallon
Fallon,
panic.
yeah. She called it out. She was like, "Girl, you about to get kicked out the palace." I was like, she's just hating. She just hating, just saying stupid stuff. But Lord, it was true. Lord, why you let Toya be true? Don't let her spill your beans.
Right, that was crazy, right? I feel like she should have made a statement and ceased all Twitter beef if she was spilling
Yeah.
tea.
I would have been like, girl, no, don't talk about. I would have, but she was telling the truth. It was truthful. And the only thing, what's the only thing else I did? Let me go back to Drew. Drew and this the prophet. Lord help us. Prophet Light out here. He with Giselle husband out here praying on the women.
You sure you women?
Like, whoever's, whoever's
Hold
out here
on,
praying.
hold on, Lakeisha. You wearing me out. You a reader. You gonna have to send me a DM on Instagram because I need to be your friend.
This is a
She
mess.
is a reader. Let me add one more person in here with us.
Okay.
Hello, Holly.
Oh, hi.
Hi. How are you?
Hi.
I'm well. I love your channel so much, and I just love your voice.
Thank you.
It might sound weird, but you have a great voice, so it's great to listen to.
You know what's crazy? Like in the beginning, I used to get so much heat for my voice. Now I just own it. It's like I know I sound weird, but oh whatever.
Oh, you have a great voice for radio and podcast.
He
Everybody.
does.
Thank
It's
you.
just joyful even when he's throwing shade. You get what I'm saying? It's like she got that joyful shade thrower.
How do you feel about this conversation? I know you've been in the back for a little minute. Lakeisha Brown is a reader. She's been reading.
Yeah, she has great commentary. Everyone does. Yeah, I have a lot of the same sentiments. To be honest, I'm not a fan of Drew. I'm really not. It's the lies for me.
Mhm.
But the Prophet Lot situation was crazy to me because it's just so hypocritical. They were so upset at Kenya dragging the Bolo situation, and then they dragged the Prophet Lot situation, and even Porsha was like, "Oh, I'm invested," and I'm like, "Well, you didn't like the Bolo investment, so why do you like this investment?" If everyone knew that LaToya had moved on in her marriage, is mutual with her and her husband. They're gonna divorce. So yeah, I didn't like that situation and how it played out.
Right.
I agree.
I
Prophet
kind
Lot was
of
cute though.
Wait, did you say he was cute?
He looked better than Bolo in his cheap Chanel.
No, I don't. I didn't get that
He
from.
looked better than Bolo. At least he got the praying hands.
Well, I'm glad that Bolo got a check from Bravo finally whenever they bought his off-brand Chanel. But doesn't that make
Right.
Bravo liable for buying fake Chanel? If I was
And they
Chanel,
put it on
I would sue.
display in the dungeon.
I would sue if I was Chanel.
I would too. Maybe it
Well,
has
that
an
means
extra N or something. He was wearing Channel.
well, that means they will have to come after Marlo for all her stolen Chanel.
Well, there you have it. Didn't Andy say something about you are so shady, Justin?
Oh Lord.
Didn't Andy say something somewhere asking was Marlo's fashions real or something?
He did on Watch What Happens Live, and Porsha was like, she said she thinks so and she hopes so, because basically she kind of said that she was a hoe. She had to hoe for it. So, pot calling the kettle black again, because if you taking a bolo, when we seen that, you remember the windshield wiper? You took all that, girl.
I think
And
Porsha caught
apparently
that shade though, because
I called it.
Apparently, black people can't wear real Chanel and Gucci and Prada.
Oh, right.
And that's why Porsha didn't drag her on that. She was like, I think it's real. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want that stereotype out there either.
I think it's real from all,
ATL in the day.
Marlo was right at Phipps, pickpocketed and shoplifting. I think it's real. She got it though.
She just used questionable means to purchase it. That's all.
Right.
Well, let me do this, yeah. Let me add just everybody else who's in the queue, really quick. We have Bernice and Bullock.
Hey, Miss Bernice.
How you doing, baby?
I love Miss Bernice. Let me tell you. Ooh, you think I can read? I learned from Miss Bernice.
How are you?
I'm fine. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm fine. Keish, to piggyback on what you said, Drew. That child need help. She came in wrong. She came in repping Chicago, trying to be all tough.
I'm from Chicago.
I'm from Chicago. I don't take this. And then you played yourself because one, you new to the group. You're supposed to sit back and watch people to see who you can fit in with. You didn't do that.
Right.
Second, you turned into a Karen with this pastor thing and LaToya. And your mama is a pastor, so she should have been doing it from the get-go to get the personal connection between the Lord and your child. So that pastor thing was just an overplay to try to make LaToya look bad, when in all actuality, you made yourself look bad. You made yourself look thirstier than a $1 bottle of water. Okay, and going back to Porsha. My thing is, I watched Porsha grow over the years, but my thing is, if you're going with the narrative that you're growing into this new person, and when they brought the bolo in there, you changed back into the thought. And then when people to the thought, remember she was the princess of Thoughtlandia. Remember when they went to Singapore, she was the princess of Thoughtlandia.
Yes, she was.
She was. You went back to that thought mode, and then when people wanted to check you on, wait a minute, Porsha, you doing all this, but why you sleep with Bolo? And then when everybody questioned her, why you questioning me? Well,
wait a minute, Miss Bernice. Do you got a notepad over there?
Oh, I keep it in. I keep it in my head. I keep it in my head. You know. All of a sudden, everybody wrong for checking you when you would have did the same thing to everybody else.
Child.
You can't have a double standard,
right?
And to try to objectify the other women, saying, "Well, y'all not out there on the line every day." People do what they want to do, and they can do it behind the scenes. I may not want to be in the forefront
of the Black Lives Movement, but I can do it behind the scenes by doing something else. That's what I didn't like. Don't try to shame people into doing things because you doing it first. That's your storyline. They didn't want to come in on your storyline because that's all you got. Let's quiet as it's kept. Other than Black Lives Matter, what did Porsha have this season? Nothing.
Yeah, I was worried about Porsha. You know, she didn't really have that much of a
She didn't
storyline.
have nothing. Quiet as it kept. Come on, let's be honest. If it wasn't for Black Lives Matter, Porsha wouldn't have did anything. It would have been her going back with Dennis. And we know she's gonna end up with Dennis again anyway. So I don't even know why we even fronting on that. That's who she want. That's who she gonna have. That's her baby daddy. That's who she gonna have.
Bolo, but I don't. The thing about the Bolo thing is Porsha didn't necessarily want that. So to me, that doesn't count as her storyline. That was like for storyline because she didn't have a storyline.
But I agree with you, Justin, on that one.
But she still had sexual relations with that man.
Oh.
Okay, come on now.
Hold on, Miss Bernice. What about Bulat? Do you say Bulat or Bullet? How do you say your name?
What, my name?
No, this.
Oh.
Yeah, what do you have to add? Yeah.
Oh, you guys can't hear me. All right,
we can hear you.
It's Bulat. You were saying it the first time.
Bulat.
It's Bulat. You were saying it the first time.
Okay.
The only thing I want to add is not necessarily on the reunion, but when you were talking about the retreat for the Bravo celebrities, see, the only thing with that is the only reason why I feel like that might not work, or it could have worked out better if they had some of the OGs. Is if Bravo had a better exit strategy for like the for the OGs as they were like kind of getting too expensive or whatever. Because it seems like all the good people that would have actually made, that spin-off better, they kind of had like, they don't really have good relationships with them. They kind of just like burnt their bridges, with me or some of the people from OC. It just seems like it just kind of, and all these people are great or whatever, but I mean, I'm not interested. Like, I don't think anybody's really interested in this. It's just something to do.
Oh, I'm interested because Ramona is going to try to dismiss all the black people. You already know this.
So do you think they're setting it up to be like low-key a race thing?
Class and race. Because Ramona doesn't think the Atlanta Housewives or the Housewives of Potomac is of class with the Housewives franchise. You saw how she treated Giselle. When they was doing that picture thing, she dismissed her. And then afterwards, she tried to apologize. Yeah. Because Ramona is a class thing. If you're not in her class level, she don't deal with you. And she's going to try to dismiss you. And Kenya is not the type of person that you're going to try to dismiss in front of her face. And like, oh, no, she's not going to have that. So I think that Kenya is going to be that person that's going to check Ramona like nobody else has checked Ramona. And Countess, I hope she don't try to sing because that child can't sing.
Let me play this video. It's some behind the scenes footage or something that shows the girls in Turks in Cases, forever. It just doesn't look very binge-worthy for me.
It's all right.
But honestly, when these things leak, to me it seems like Bravo wants that because they couldn't have eaten at the resort or wherever they staying.
Well, my thing with Bravo is they sabotaged Real Housewives of Atlanta because they had to pay all that money out. The money they quote unquote said they gave to charities. So we had to pay all this money out. So we're gonna sabotage production because production is being wrong all season. We already know this.
Mm-hmm.
So, and to justify them paying all of that money, production has lacked.
What money?
They allege played out money to like NBC and stuff like that
Oh
when
no,
Black Lives Matter started.
NBC paid the money, not just
Yeah.
Bravo.
Mm-hmm.
It was NBC for the entire network, not just Bravo.
Yeah, but it's a NBC is the parent company of Bravo.
Right. So it wasn't Bravo, it was NBC.
So y'all care about the retreat?
Oh,
not at
Just asking.
all.
No.
For me, here's the thing. For me, it's something that I've always kind of wanted. I didn't want this, but
Right.
I always wanted to see like, oh, what would it be like for housewives to have some sort of like all stars situation? Like, I didn't know if I wanted competition series. I didn't know if I wanted them to be like on a vacation. I didn't know if I wanted them to all have like a legit season, like a full blown season, but it's like blended. And like you watch production leave and Beverly Hills and come to Atlanta and come over here and over there or whatever. And in the end, the gag is in the end, it'll probably be that. Instead of it being like each city, it'll probably be this is just the Real Housewives.
Right.
And that's kind of what I wanted, but I wanted it in the height of it. I didn't want it when they were thirsty or struggling. I wanted it like, okay, everybody's doing well. Now let's take it up a notch. So it's hard to see this because this isn't what I wanted.
Right. They should have did it like Celebrity Big Brother. If they would have did it like Celebrity Big Brother, it would have been better.
Who was that? Was that like you, Lakeisha?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is what I would have had liked to seen in the dynamic. I would have liked to seen old money, new money, young, old. I want to see, when they're older, the older reads, the Ramona singer who has no clue, just bird brain, say whatever she wants to say to some young, like, I know a lot of people don't really want the new young housewives, but I think the diversity of it is epic. It's magic. It's gold because nothing is going to be forced. You're gonna have that old money, the high class old ladies looking down at them like, oh, you dirty slut. And then you're gonna have the little young ones looking up with the new money, popping, twerking on Instagram, telling them they old prudes. I like that. It's a natural reaction, and it will naturally happen. It'll be organic. That's what I'm trying to fit for. Organic. Instead of them trying to make plot and storylines, you got Teresa. Teresa, you'll say something to her, and if Kenya go off on Teresa, it's not gonna hit her till 2 days later. I like that, right?
But Lakeisha, did you hear that they're only going to be filming for a week?
What?
Yeah, like and I say this with 100% like certainty. Like when I say something, it's only because I know for sure. So, and most of the time, it's because I get it from Michelle. But but for this,
I might.
But for this situation, like I'm shook. Like a week, if it's gonna be so rushed, and it's not really gonna be what people are thinking. It's gonna be more of a like, oh yay, ha ha ha. All right, subscribe to Bravo.
Right. Well, they should have kept it as like the old time life of the rich and famous. If you're gonna do a week and just show them, shopping, buying all this crazy stuff, laughing, buying bottles, drink. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna get from that.
Because here's the thing, like even like I don't know if you guys watch Drag Race, but Drag Race at least films a month, and they get a really good solid season. Like to me, a month is enough time to let things actually develop. But I just think it's just Bravo, NBC, Peacock, whoever the hell, just being cheap and just like cracking the whip instead of really honoring these girls. It's like, okay, we cracking the whip and give us a show in a week. And it's like, what?
It's a mess. I actually think they should trash it. Don't even show it. just basically let it be a gift that you gave them as to Turks and Caicos, and be like, ladies, thank you for being our all stars. Thank you. This is the Bravo Awards we're giving you at this moment. And just let it be. I don't want to see it. A week? What's going to happen in a week? And you can't get invested. It's something, if you get invested, it's only a week. No, I'm not for it.
Technically, by this time next week, when I come back to do like my recap of part 2, I'll be able to let you guys know if it was extended. But like a pretty reputable source let me know. I'm like, okay, Kenya is scheduled to be gone a week.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous.
So that's just what that is. But thank you guys so much for calling. You know, I have another live that I want to jump on to, and I've talked a little bit longer. So I'm going to let you guys say your goodbyes, and then I'm going to go ahead and end this live. Thanks again so much, Holly Rose. This is my first time talking to you.
Bye. Thank you.
Lakeisha, my first time talking to you. And same for you, Miss Bernice Jackson.
No problem, Diego. I've been watching you for the longest. You, Richie, All About the Tea, Adam, y'all my show.
Yes. See you later, Miss Bernice.
Okay, Keisha.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you.
Mike.
Right. So yeah.
Keep it cute.
Right.
Okay. No free promo, but you know, whatever. I think. Never mind. I'll tell you that offline. I'm preparing my thumbnail now, Justin.
Okay. Well, yeah, guys, I'm so happy. I think this is the most live people I've had, you know, in any streams. I'm really excited.
Yes, y'all like this video right now. Give us our likes, honey.
Please like this video because
and join the Bingeworthy membership. Okay.
I'm used to only having 200 or 300 girls. So to start out with 1,000 and to end having close to 700, I might go live again tomorrow. Shoot, let me find out. But no, I had a lot of fun. You know, I know a lot of you guys have been here since the beginning, and you know, I've had a couple of beers and a couple of shots or whatever. But I've had a lot of fun talking about our girls, and I really feel like, again, truly, this reunion was a 7 out of 10. It wasn't too bad, but it wasn't an iconic reunion where if you miss it, you missed a lot. But I do have my hopes for part 2, maybe part 3. And I will be back next week. And I'm so happy that you came in the end, Michelle.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate you.
To give me some ratings, child.
Oh, not a rating. That's okay. That's all right. You got it.
Not Perfect says, love you, Justin and Michelle, with the alien emojis. I like Lakeisha too. Miss Bernice was fun. It was my first time talking to a lot of you guys too, so that's been really exciting. I'm shook.
Yes. Live stream.
Go ahead and send me the link to the after party so I can paste it in the video.
Oh, sure. I'm trying to make it. I can't. No, it's taking me a while. My thumbnail look all jacked up. Sure.
Well, do I style or end it?
I mean, if you got some styling to do, why you gonna do the thing that we, you know?
I was gonna try.
Okay, hold on. Let me. Yeah, style.
Somebody said watch Brooke Ashley. I haven't really watched the Brooke Ashley, but I did use like a clip from her, and the clip that I used was iconic. So I'm willing to watch the Brooke Ashley. Shout out to the Brooke Ashley. Thank you, ooh la la Holly. Oh, that was Holly who was just on. Thank you so much. I appreciate that $4.99 super chat. Roddy Reese, thank you for calling. He's one of my Instagram buddies. Excuse me, I'm burping because I drank that beer.
Oh, I'm not burping.
But he gave me a really good, you know, alternative to my plot line for the season 14 premiere with Phaedra. So that was cool. Okay. Jazzy Bill said bloop bloop bloop.
Jazzy Bill, get to work.
Right, get to work. Go ahead and get ready. Clock in. You're supposed to clock in 20 minutes early before your shift. Aaron said being paid by Phaedra. Oh, Aaron being paid by Porsha. No, I don't think he's paid by Porsha. I just think that we all have our favorites, and y'all gotta let creators be creators, but also be humans. Shit, like we gonna have people we like more than others. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey Justin, hey Michelle, hey JB. Wait, Michelle, this is the person who read me that day. This is evidence. JB.
What is Kandi's mistress name?
Let me look. I don't know. Is it the mistress?
No, it was Mr. something. Like she had a name. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, let me look at the caption. Oh, Mistress Angel.
Okay.
Thank you, Lakeisha Brown, for the $5 super chat and all the super chats you did earlier. Lakeisha, you got to DM me on Instagram, girl. When I get back to Atlanta, I want to have some tea. I want to have a cocktail. You're a reader, Michelle Cousin. Let's see. Oh, people are saying Mistress Angel.
Thank you.
Yeah, we got it now. So we're gonna do the after show on Michelle's channel. I'm gonna paste the link really quickly, and then hopefully at the end of the video, it'll automatically take you guys over there. But I'll know in a second. But let me do my recap. Oh, I didn't play all of my videos.
Play some.
Oh, let me play this little video about Porsha getting Kenya together.
She doesn't care about all of our lives. While you're talking from the curb, what have you done in the street?
You're not gonna play it?
She doesn't care about all of our lives. While you're talking from the curb, what have you done in the street? Don't question my activism. Why are you questioning mine? They don't match, Porsha. Believe in the words that you say. About do what you want to doing. Would you like me to be silent? I would like for you to be real. What have you done in the street? Don't question my activism. Why are you questioning mine? They don't match, Porsha. Stop it. You're trying. Believe in the words that you say. About do what you want to doing. I'm proud of what you're doing. I'm proud that you went out there, but at the same time.
She did just say she was proud of your activism and what you're doing. Did you hear her say that?
First of all, I'm being terribly disrespected in this moment. And so I'm not going to be fake and act like she has said all of those harmful things just now and take that one piece. That's not harmful. If this is how she feels, it's not going to stop anything that I'm doing. You did not invite us to the PSA. And those are petty things. Those are not. Those are petty because you made them petty.
Yeah, so like we talked about the Porsha and Kenya drama. I'm pasting the link right now in the chat. The after show is going to be over here on Michelle's channel. So click that link. I'll go ahead and pin it, and I'll be over there, and we can keep the party going. But thanks again so much, guys, for tuning into this live. Today we talked about the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 13 reunion. I gave, what I thought about Porsha versus pretty much everybody, but specifically Porsha versus Kenya, then Kenya versus Drew, and that whole Drew tweet drama. Also Kenya versus Porsha. Then we talked about Drew and the baby daddy drama and how I just felt like we don't really want that on the show. And we talked about the Real Housewives spinoff announcement, and we're going to continue to talk about that story as it continues to develop here on my channel. But definitely go ahead and click that link. Let me know if everybody saw the link before I go. It's pinned at the top of the chat. And I just want to say thanks again. Oh, and thank you, Coy Simmons, for your $9.99 super chat. I appreciate it. I'll probably be going back live again this week. And definitely after the second part of the reunion airs on Bravo. So thanks again, guys, for watching, and thank you for being here on my channel. I will see y'all on the next one.
No losses, I don't do lipo. A few screws loose in the head, I'm a psycho. Promise you the bar, just as real as the bike though. Misunderstood, you could call me a typo. I shine hotter than the stars in the night though. Hate the who's, don't give me a title. Flipping an asset, so I don't worry the price though. Got scratched like mine, no, leave it to the tribal. I ain't even trying to try though. get too close, I might just go.
Thanks so much for tuning into this Bingeworthy. Thanks so much for tuning into this Bingeworthy discussion. I want to shout out.
Bye for real this time.
Thanks so much for tuning into this Bingeworthy discussion.